Hey guys, broadcasting live from the heart of Southern Illinois. It is now time for Shifty Sunday. Do you know where your socks are?
Hand grenade pins are not that complicated. You just pull them out like this. No way! Uh-oh. Shit. Heaven ain't that bad this time of year. Who says we're going to heaven? Do-do-do-do!
That's all.
Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty Sunday. I'm your host with the most that likes to put butter on his toast, Burroughs 77 here, along with good old Sagittarically speaking.
Well, hello there, everybody in virtual YouTube land and Mr. Hebrew 77, sir. You guys are definitely here on the right evening. We are in our vibe. We are in our zone. We are ready to rock and roll. And I hope you're prepared for a hell of a good show, my friend.
That's right indeed, Sag. And I tell you, it's been a slow week. I notice on almost every single one of our lives, we've had a low flow going on, but never mind that, because this is different. This is our head mainliner. This is our show. This is the show to get it done. This is the show to fill the flow, because as you know, Shifty.
Well, what happened there, man? You okay?
Shifty Sunday is the place to be. It's the place for you, and it's the place for me, because tonight we're back to regular format. No more gimmicks, no more giveaways, no more Star Trek this or Star Trek that, no more wrestling 4-hour marathons. It is what it is, and this is what it is. This is where the heart's at, and this is home.
All right. Well, you said a heck of a lot there, my friend.
Well, yeah.
I will tell you this. The Beastie Boys said it best, I think, when they said, let it flow, let yourself go, slow and low, that is the tempo. Wouldn't you agree, my friend?
I would agree 95% of the time, all the time.
Yes. Well, and I just checked in with Mystique. She tweeted me, and she said she definitely would agree with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Mystique is one hell of a lady. Don't ever serve her blueberry pancakes, though. I tell you what happened. One time I served her blueberry pancakes. Man, she got so mad at me. She flung the blueberry pancakes on the wall and said, "What is this a joke? Are you making fun of me? Are you racist? What in the hell's the matter with you?"
Well, I mean, if you would have looked at the small print on the box of blueberry pancakes, it would have said, we are not responsible for any instances in which you present this material to Mystique.
Oh, man. I guess I need to get my eyes checked. I can't see that fine print.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's right there next to the maybe enlarge the show texture.
Well, speaking of fine print, there's something I want to show here, but let me back my camera up a few feet.
All right, yeah.
A good friend of mine sent me a shirt. And I got to tell you, this isn't just any ordinary shirt. This is a Shifty Sunday shirt. And as you can see in the background here, you can see sort of part of that shirt.
Well, what do you mean you can see part of the shirt?
Well,
you're not sharing, right?
Oh, I know. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
No, I was doing a segue.
Yeah, okay. Like piquing our interest, you might say.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, consider my interest piqued, my friend.
Okay. Well, here is the payoff. So what you see in the background is what you're about to see on the shirt. So here it goes.
All right.
Let me stand up so they can get a full view of it. This is the official shirt of Shifty Sunday.
Looks like you've hardly even broken it in yet. I don't see no stains at all on it, my friend.
Oh, this is the first time I've worn it, my friend.
I see.
And let's
Well,
see.
it looks quite cool on you. I mean, you make nerd look trendy, my friend.
Let's see if we can see the back of it. Hold on. I'm going to run into the other room and then slowly walk towards the camera. You tell me if you can see it.
All right. When you walk toward the camera, walk like you're walking away from an explosion,
No,
and don't look back.
I'm going to walk backwards.
Oh, okay. Let's see this.
I'm showing the back of the shirt. I'm walking very slowly. All right, right there. Can you guys see the back of the shirt?
Yes, but it doesn't really show up on the camera, my friend. At least not here at my end. Now, if somebody out in virtual land has like a super high definition YouTube channel, they might have been able to see it.
Oh, well, it gives our names. It's got all of our names on the back, but unfortunately, hold on. Let me do something else.
All right.
Let me try this. Taking the shirt off.
Yeah, I can see your belly button here, my friend.
No, you can't see my belly button. It's being hidden from this cross thing that's on my chest. See?
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
No, do you see the like? Never mind. I was kidding too. I was doing the He-Man thing. All right. Here is. Let's see. Turn the camera on. All right. There's the camera on. Can you see the shirt now with the names? No? Okay.
No, I can see it now where it says Sachi and Armor Up. Where's it say Hebrew at?
Oh, let me back it up.
Well, I think you need to go. Is that Hebrew at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
All right, I can barely read that.
Oh.
But that's there, I guess.
Let me lower it.
Go
right.
go a little lower.
All right.
All right. All right, yeah. All right. I see Sachi and Armor Up plain as day. But man, that Hebrew is hard to find.
Yeah. It is. Hold on. I'm trying to cover up my camera so I can push the button here. All right. Where the hell's the button at? All right. There we go.
Hey! We only barely saw a little bit of how untan you are.
Sure, I'm sure. All right. Putting the shirt back on. And let's sit down because we got one heck of a killer show here tonight.
Yes, we do.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but Shifty Sunday always starts at this time every week. It really does.
It's usually on Sunday, if not always.
Yeah, it usually is. But to the people's defense, I'm playing devil's advocate here, and we have excuse me, maybe that's why I'm scaring off audiences. We have started it on strange days, like on a Monday, for an example, sometimes, but it's very rare.
Yeah, like a steak that you ordered, from a really nice restaurant.
Yeah. Is anyone else that you know broadcasting at this time?
Well, I could go on YouTube and hit the live button. Oh, okay.
I got it. Let me try. Let's see here. Ted Nugent. Let's see. Oh no, that's my music list I was listening to. Ghostbusters. That's my history. Okay, I got a notification. Overlord DVD. Next News Network. Nobody that we know per se.
Nobody that you know per se.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, Connie Joe must not have been here for a couple days. She's asking the question, where is Armor? Well, I'll let you handle this one, my friend.
Well,
You
I don't
seem
know
to
where Armor is.
articulate it. Well,
All
you
I can tell you is where he isn't.
oh, okay, go ahead.
He's not here, my friend.
Yeah, I think that they know
Oh, okay.
that. Uh, okay, well, uh,
No, but for real, he I don't want to get into his personal business on the air. So let's just say he's dealing with family issues, and it requires him to uh, um, alter his living arrangement and his at least temporarily he will not have internet, which means he can't do the show. So that's the best way I can do it without getting into getting too personal about it. But he will be back hopefully eventually here within the next not too much longer. When you say,
oh yeah, I would say. Now, had they been here for our Jesus the Messiah, hold on, let me say this the right way. Maybe a certain musical play if I say it the right way. Now, had you have been here for our Shifty Sunday Easter special Jesus the Messiah stop motion movie presentation, then you would have seen Armor. Hey, I said it right.
yeah,
You
but
would have seen.
you played the wrong theme music, my friend.
Well, I don't have the other one.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Then you would have seen Armor Up, because he
Yeah.
was here for that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yes, you are not mistaken. Well, at least I don't think you're mistaken. I'm pretty sure we're still on the same timeline in which that event occurred. And with that being said, go check it out. It's definitely a cool show to go watch. And yeah, Armor's still a part of the program. He's just not able to join us at the present moment.
Oh, okay. So we have a very small room here, but I can't be as fancy as some of the other guys. I may not have, very big room, but I will call out the people who we do have here so far, even though it's only two people. But I must
Well,
say, even though it is two people, it is two of the most pristine people I've ever dealt with.
oh, really? And by pristine, you mean?
Um, Convenient.
Talking about putting you on the spot, huh?
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm kidding. All of our audience is pristine audience members. We have what we do have. We don't have much, but we have what we do have. Well, let me put it this way. What we
Yeah, I
lack,
know, right? I don't know if you're making it better or worse, my friend.
no, I was gonna say,
Sometimes it's best just to leave the foot in your mouth and not try
yeah,
to reinsert it or take it out.
I know. But no, what I was gonna say though, my good friend, as you keep calling me for some reason, is what we lack in quality and wait, quality? No, what we lack in quantity, we have in quantity. Quality. Yes,
Well,
quality.
that's easy for you to say, my friend.
Actually, it isn't. But let me go ahead and give this room a tiny shout out. And then towards the middle of the show, we'll give them a full shout out. What do you think?
Well, we got to ration out those shout outs, my friend.
Oh, yeah. As though they're gold. Gold bouillon. Or bouillon golden cubes that are actually chicken bouillon. All right. Here we go. We got Feisty Kitten just popped in. Hola, she says. Hola to you too, Feisty Kitten. Good to see you here. Meow. We got Miss Connie Joe. We got, now hold on. I'm going to shout out this guy's name as though like I'm mowing the lawn and he's trying to say hello to me, but I can't hear him because my lawnmower's too loud. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Mm. Hey, how you doing, man? Huh? I said, how you doing, man? I can't hear you. I'm mowing the lawn. Mm. Who are you? Wait a minute. Oh, hey, it's Michael Fontaine. There. That was it.
Not bad, my friend.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard one to top. So here, I got one for you.
Okay.
I'm going to shout out Michael Fontaine as if it was a setting on my toaster that when the toast pops up, it says Michael Fontaine in accordance with how brown the toast is. Meaning, if it's just lightly browned, you'll hear but a whisper, Michael Fontaine. But if it's like really dark and crusty, you'll hear Michael Fontaine.
Okay.
All right, so let me put the toast in, set the toaster's temperature settings, and then we wait for it. You gotta wait for the toast, you know.
Yeah,
All right,
it
so
takes a little bit. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and pretend like we're impatient. We can't wait for our nice golden brown crunchy toast, right? Michael Fontaine.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah, and then we'll try.
Yeah.
We're waiting on the really dark crunchy. Here it comes. All right. Michael Fontaine.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Now that toast turned out just right. I'm going to have me a piece right now.
There you go. Yeah. That's what we often do, isn't it? I mean, we put toast in the toaster and we wait and we wait, and it just seems like it takes forever. I mean, even if you have it on the light dark setting, like if you have it on light setting, it still takes forever. You're just like, dang, are you sure this is light? This is taking an awful long time for it to be light. And like, well, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and pop it out now. And then you push the pop out button like you did, and then all of a sudden it pops out. And when it does pop out, it's just right. So it's like you almost have psychic powers at that moment, or you feel like you do anyway. And then you pop it out of the toaster and you're like, oh man, this is just right to melt butter on.
Well, here's the thing.
You know the thing.
I don't know if you've ever had this experience. If you live with somebody who likes their toast a different way than you do, it's terrible. Because these toasters, how like if you just finally adjust like the preset setting, just barely touch it, it throws it all off whack. Because if you get it to a setting where it actually makes your toast exactly the way you like it, it's so aggravating if someone else comes along behind you and changes that setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that experience once with a roommate, and it drove me freaking bonkers because I was constantly, my toast was never turning out right. I could never get back to that exact setting again. And anyway, that's what really grinds my gears, my friend.
Well, here's what grinds my wife's gears. Is like when the microwave stops at 1 second and you get over there and you pull your food out of the microwave right at 1 second.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I do that religiously.
Wait a minute. Now hold on. There's more to my story. Hold on.
All right.
But it's like you do that and then you get the food over to your couch and you start eating the food, and then she looks at the microwave. She's like, can you push the clear button so I can see the time? She does that every time. She waits till I sit down with my Pop-Tart or my what do they call those things? Hot Pockets.
Yeah. She doesn't remind you why you're still standing there next to the microwave, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's just remaining hopeful that you'll start to remember to do it and she won't have to remind you.
Right. Or she won't have to get up and do it herself.
Yeah, that's true. However,
I
can see how it would be beneficial if she is going to remind you, go ahead and do it while you're standing there. So I see your point, my friend.
No, yeah. Oh yeah. But it's
So I
every
do have. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
but it's every time. I do it every time. I wait for that 1 second. Like I stop it at 1 second, or
Uh,
there'll be 3 seconds left even. I'll go, forget this. I want my food and I want it now. You know.
well, here's the thing. I guess I could say is either A, start remembering to hit the clear button, or B, just wait that extra second.
Hmm. No, I can't do it, my friend. I'm
All
automatically
right.
programmed, and I believe you were starting to say the same thing too. So you
Well,
did.
yeah, I love trying to see how close I can open the door before it beeps. Like I pretend like I'm the bomb squad every single time.
Yeah, that's the thing about microwaves is they're loud as you know what, and it's like
Uh-huh.
no matter what happens, like you be in the middle of the night trying to reheat a sandwich or a slice of pizza or something, and then
Uh-huh.
you'll go in there and the dang thing beeps when you open the door, it beeps when you close the door, it beeps when you push the button, it
Uh-huh.
beeps when it's done. It's just always beep, and it's just a constant beep, 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 beep. And you just want to, and then when you close the door, it can't be a quiet close the door. You close it very quietly, go click, and then it'll say, nope, I'm not gonna. You start trying to push the button to start it, and the dang thing won't start, and then you realize you didn't close the door away. So then you do it again, and the next thing you hear, what's going on in there? Nothing.
Yeah, and it's just Uncle Ben telling you to quit playing with your droids. I know, but listen, I have this thing like with the microwave, okay, where I will try to set the setting um, to the amount of time I think it'll take me to get back. Like for instance, if I'm trying to boil some water, right? I know it'd probably take 2 minutes to boil the water, 2 minutes and some seconds at least, right? But I don't want it to boil over while I'm gone. So I have, let's say I have to go, um, I don't know, check the mail and bring the car in from the garage, right? There's no way I can do that in 2 minutes, though, right? So I what I'll do is um, I'll set the setting for 2 minutes and 22 seconds and see if I can get that task done before the amount of time takes place, so that I can come back and stop their microwave before the 1 second mark. That's how bad it is for me. Yeah, I know. I have issues.
Well, no. Here's the thing I do is like ramen noodles, right? Ramen noodles do not take that long to cook. They can actually cook before the water actually starts boiling. Like you can put them down right like seconds before they start boiling, and then they'll be almost fully cooked. And so then you take your ramen noodles and you put them down. Like I always put 3 packets of ramen noodles down every time, right? So I put them down, and then the water will just start to barely boil when I put them down because I can't wait for that full boil. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a wait for the boil kind of guy. So then I put them
Yeah,
down.
I think I saw that on Tinder when I swiped left. Go
Huh?
ahead.
Oh, yeah. So I'll like I do that. Then I put them down, and then I go in and I check, and then I press down. There's that one ramen noodle that likes to float to the top, and then you press it down with your spork, and then you press it down, then press it down again, then finally the dang thing.
I call that guy Bob.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because he bobs up to the top all the time.
oh yeah, he does.
But keep going. I digress.
Well, no, I just see. I don't drain my water. I just pull my ramen noodles out of the pan and put them into my bowl.
Why are you telling me all this deep, intimate information about you and your ramen, my friend?
I don't know. I just thought it would be it's actually good information to know.
Yes, it is. I feel like I know you so much better.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
I actually do. I mean, we all share the similar experience with ramen, my friend. Nobody wants to wait on the water to boil. But do you do the packet before or after you boil the water? That's what I want to know.
here's the thing:
Uh,
is I put one packet in uh before, right?
What do you mean one packet? You get more than one packet with your ramen noodles?
Well, I mean, I boil 3 ramens at a time, like I said.
Ah, okay. So you always do 3 at a time?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Keep going.
So I put one pack. So I put one pack of the seasoning, whatever it is, into the boil, not into the boil before it boils. You
Like
know,
just right off the rip, just throw it right in there.
right.
Okay, I'm with you.
And then when I pull the ramens from the water and I put them in my bowl, I take another packet and mix that into my ramens. So
Mm.
then I mix my soy sauce and my Tabasco sauce and my sriracha and the regular old hot sauce and the tiger sauce and
Do you put any duck sauce in it, my friend?
huh?
Duck sauce. Do you ever use duck sauce?
I never use duck sauce. Should
Yeah,
I be? Wait a minute. Should I be using duck sauce?
I don't know. I haven't really ever figured out exactly what duck sauce is.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to use duck sauce. That sauce sounds a little bit quackers to me.
Yeah, I have to admit it is a little bit I don't know how to say it, daffy maybe.
Yeah.
Mm. I just don't understand what it is and what its purpose is because it has a. Have you ever tasted it?
I have never tasted duck sauce.
Yeah, it's got a peculiar thing going there. It's almost like a jelly, but no, it's not jelly.
That should be a jelly. That should be like that butter substance, like what's it called?
Like I can't believe it's not jelly.
Yeah,
Duck
yeah, I can't
sauce.
believe
Yeah.
it's not jelly. That'd be funny, Sanji, and gross at the same time. By the way,
Uh huh.
Miss Connie Joe says ramen is good with cheese, and I will admit that I have had ramen with cheese.
I
admit-
always add a little sprinkle of cheese. The thing is with the ramen and the cheese, if you put too much, then you might as well have just made macaroni and cheese because it practically turns into that.
Sometimes I pour, the cheese sauce that comes in the jar. It's like they call it quesadillas. They call it quesadilla cheese, which this is
yeah.
This is the Mandela effect with me, by the way. Quesadilla in Spanish means cheese, or that's what I was always told. But I always thought,
I think queso means cheese because there's a type of cheese called queso cheese.
right. But that's what I'm saying is what I was always taught was queso means cheese in Spanish.
Yes. Queso does mean cheese.
But there's some products that say queso cheese on them. So my wife has always disturbed me with this one and said, "Well, why would they call it cheese?" And I'm like, "That's a good question." Because I always thought, and here's my Mandela effect. Hold on, I know you're ready to talk, but
No, I'm just ready when you stop. I'm just trying to be on the.
Okay.
I'm trying to be ready. That's all.
You're trying to predict when my sentence is in. Well, no one can predict that. I'm always kind of running off at the mouth, so to speak. But I always thought queso cheese was a certain kind of cheese. I thought it was a certain kind of spicy Mexican cheese. I didn't know that queso meant cheese.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, you know the thing.
All right. It does. I mean, queso does mean cheese, right? But it is also a type of cheese. Because when you go to the restaurant, if you go to a Mexican restaurant and you order queso, I mean, they're not going to bring you a block of cheese.
Right.
They're going to bring you some warm, melty cheese in a bowl that you can dip your nacho in.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So you know that when you order cheese in a Mexican restaurant, that's what you will get. So
Well,
technically, it is both.
But here's the thing.
All right.
Okay, fine, I'll play it.
Go, you know the thing.
I didn't forget when it was my turn.
Well, it's in your contract, my friend.
Yeah, I gotta play it. But here, okay, yeah, that. Spicy Kitten says queso cheese is cheese. However, queso blanca,
Blanca. It means blank, like just
blanca.
nothing added.
It is actually white cheese.
Yes, Blanca is white, meaning it's like it's white and there's no peppers, no anything in it. It's just white melted cheese.
So, with that being said, in a way, I'm right. In the way, I'm wrong. I'm right part of the way. Like queso is cheese, yes, but the way I remember it being a kind of cheese is if you put the blanca in there, and then it's white cheese. So if I go to the store and I ask for queso blanca,
No, you got to go to the store and ask for queso Blanca cheese to sound truly redundant.
yeah. I just thought of something funny though. Casablanca.
Oh, Casablanca.
Yeah. So
Yeah, queso Blanca, Casablanca. Yeah, there. I see what you're doing there.
yeah. So if I go in the store and I order queso blanca cheese, I go in there and I go, here's looking at you, kid. You know.
And then the sales representative says, frankly, Hebrew, I don't give a damn.
Right. Yes, sir. Okay. But with all of that being said, all of that, I do like putting cheese in my ramen noodles sometimes and substitute for mac and cheese. Like if I don't have the mac noodles or if I just don't feel like making mac noodles because it actually takes longer than making ramen noodles, then I will do that with ramen noodles.
All right. Okay. No, for real. I'm trying to. I think we should move on from
No. No,
noodle talk.
No, I have one more
Noodles.
noodle. I have one more noodle talk. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
All right. The other thing I will substitute, and I know this is going to sound kind of weird, is chili. Like I will put chili in ramen noodles.
What do you mean you'll put chili in ramen noodles?
Like I will put chili. Like I won't put the flavoring in there, of course, but I'll put unless, and there's ramen noodle chili flavor, by the way.
Yes, there is, but it's kind of like an Asian pepper chili, right? Not really like Southwest chili. Am I right or am I wrong?
I don't know. I thought there was a Southwest East Coast connection there somewhere.
Maybe there is. I don't know. I thought it was more like a sweet chili or something weird like that.
No, I think it is actual like chili, like the chili that we talk about.
Okay.
But I don't know. It could be wrong. But anyway, I take my chili instead of making mac noodles or spaghetti noodles. I'll actually make ramen noodles and put my chili in there and substitute for those two things. And
all
it
right.
isn't too bad. You should try it sometime, Saji, my friend.
Well, I don't really eat ramen noodles that often, but I do get them from time to time. So,
yeah. Oh, great. Now I just lost my cigarette. Hey, how did it end up over there? That's weird. Okay, here's what happened. All right, I had my cigarette in my mouth, and I got ready to light it, but I had it in my other hand, and then I grabbed it for some reason, like I was trying to bend like the bottom, like you know how you smash the bottom sometimes, and I was doing that, and then it flung out of my lips, and I couldn't find it. I'm looking to the left, I'm looking to the right, I'm looking up, I'm looking down, I'm looking all around, and it landed right in the area, like right on top of where my computer, my printer is. Like it landed right on top of my printer.
Huh.
But anyway, no, I thought that would be a good segue into our conversation that we're going to have.
Okay. Where were you wanting to go next with this? this program here, sir. I was going to bring up something, but if you've got something, go right on ahead.
What I was going to bring up is the mysteries of the universe.
Well, speaking of mysteries of the universe, I do have a mystery of the universe that I wanted to present to you.
You do?
Well, why, yes, I do actually.
Well, all right. Let's get right down to it, man.
I've been wanting to talk to you about it for a while, actually, because
You have?
yes, because it's located near you, and you may or may not be aware of it. I'm not sure. I want to find out if you've ever heard of it.
All right.
Are you familiar with the term Little Egypt in reference to Southern Illinois?
Well, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of good fishing that takes place there.
Well, but do you know the origin the origin story for why Southern Illinois is called Little Egypt?
I do not know. No.
Well, there's a couple running
But I'll tell you
theories.
what? Here's the thing. Hold on, before you really get into it, here's the thing.
You know the thing.
Little funny story here. When I was little, well, not little, but when I was in my teenage years, and I heard the term bumfucked Egypt, I always thought they were talking about Little Egypt in Southern Illinois. I was like, this guy would tell me, I'd be like, where do you live? And he'd be like, I live way out in bumfucked Egypt. And I'm like, oh, out there. And in my head, I thought he was saying he lived out in Egypt, like Little Egypt. So that's the funny story I wanted to tell.
Okay. So you've known it your whole life, even when you were little.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a lake around here called the Lake of Egypt.
Yes. There's there's a city called Cairo.
Mm-hmm. It's actually called Cairo.
Well, yeah, they probably do pronounce it that way there because, they're in the Midwestern United States.
That's actually, you talk about Boomland. Like every 4th of July, like we would stop there on the way there. Like that was one of our stops. But before that, it was Boomland, and then we'd stop at Cairo to go through on to Tennessee. But go ahead.
Well, that's okay. So that's part of the one theory as to how it got. Well, the way the town got its name in the first place is it's centrally located on the river. I'm trying to remember. I guess it's the Ohio and the Mississippi, or I'm not sure what the two rivers are. But
the two rivers meet. There's a bridge there that separates the two rivers. There's the Ohio and the Mississippi. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and it forms like a peninsula that resembles the peninsula of Cairo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And
then what makes this story even stranger is there's this cave back in the early 1900s. I think it's around that time. Maybe it's a little later than that. I sent you a link for Wikipedia if you want to bring it up while I'm trying to kind of remember what I can remember. But they found like over 7,000 ancient Egypt artifacts in this cave. Now, some of these artifacts have been kind of like debunked or disproven. It looks like they just took like an old headstone from like the colonial times and just put some Egyptian stuff on it to make it look Egyptian. But then other things that they found, their scientists, look at the relics and they can't disprove them. They really do look to be authentic ancient Egyptian artifacts worth a lot of money. So the mystery is how did these ancient Egypt artifacts get into this Burroughs Cave? Did you find the link yet, sir?
Yeah. Is this a? Hold on a second.
It's a Wikipedia link, I think.
In Richland County somewhere. Oh, yeah, I know. The cave. Huh. Is this a cave I've actually been in, if I'm not mistaken?
All right,
No,
well,
it's
let's
not.
bring up the link. I don't think it is because I watched a documentary where a guy went to go actually find the cave, and it wasn't at the location they said it was. It's a
Oh,
mystery as to what its exact location.
okay. Well, let me go ahead and bring it up. Let me get the screen share.
All right.
I have explored some caves in southern Illinois around the area. And
Yes.
so but you say this is not for the public.
Yeah, this is Burroughs Cave. It's named after a person named Burroughs, the person who supposedly discovered the cave and found these artifacts. Let me read it and we'll get a little bit more detailed information, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's the name of an alleged cave site in southern Illinois, reportedly discovered in 1982. Okay, not early 1900s, but late 1900s. By Russell E. Burroughs, says it contained a number of artifacts, although many inconsistencies and plausibilities that revolve around Russell E. Burroughs' story of discovery and his findings. The cave and its contents are considered a hoax by mainstream archaeologists and some fringe archaeologists. Okay,
Yeah.
so
We have a lot of streets called Russell E. Street.
oh really?
Yeah.
Go ahead and click or scroll down. I guess we'll get more information. All right, so Burroughs says that he discovered the cave while hiking along a hillside miles away from the Ohio River, where he later obtained or claimed that he was searching for uh, buckles from the Civil War era and pioneer horseshoes with his metal detector. Burroughs said that he came across the hole into which he fell that led him into the mysterious cave full of priceless ancient artifacts. The cave was said to have contained numerous archaeological artifacts, including carvings, coins, and other items. Many of the proposed artifacts are said to be or to have inscriptions in various um, ancient languages such as Phoenician and Berrien, but the inscriptions are generally meaningless. Burroughs claims that the cave is a tomb holding the artifacts and remains of 13 crypts. To date, nobody outside Burroughs' immediate circle has claimed to have been inside the cave, and many of the so called artifacts have been revealed as forgeries. The cave and its artifacts are. I lost my spot.
Oh, sorry about that. That's probably my fault.
Okay, I see here. The cave and its artifacts have been revealed. No, that's way after what I see. Artifacts have been revealed as forgeries. The cave and its artifacts are widely considered to be a hoax or a fraud, even among proponents of other pseudo archaeological theories such as Barry Fell, and the idea has gained some traction with proponents of Mormon archaeology, hyper diffusionism, and advocates such as Frank Collin, writing as Frank Joseph. Burroughs and the Cave were one of the subjects of the second season of Grand Canyon Treasure episode.
Hmm.
Oh shoot, I lost it.
Unearthed. America Unearthed. And
Where did it go? Oh, okay, there it is.
and the show Holy Grail and America, both produced by the History Channel.
Okay, Thomas Emerson, the Illinois state archaeologist and former head of Illinois' Historical Preservation Agency, warned that the claims being made by Burroughs Cave proponents were sensational and not backed by evidence. With no evidence of the cave and its existence, many archaeologists quickly dismissed Burroughs and the alleged cave. He says he doesn't want to give up the location of the cave because because of he doesn't want to lose the access to it. Like he can go. He says there's still more treasure in the cave, and he if he gives out the location, he'll have to surrender the treasure because they'll lay claims on the treasure. Where if he doesn't tell them the location, him and his family and his circle of friends will forevermore be able to be the only ones with access to the treasure. I don't know if I'm buying that story or not, but I do see the logic. What do you think?
I'll tell you, man, this is something I've never heard before, and I've heard a lot of folklore of Southern Illinois and all the different things that's happened here. And I mean, there's so many different legendary things that's happened here in Southern Illinois, like the Bloody Valentine's Day Massacre, and a book that was written called Bloody Williamson, where a bunch of miners were killed. A bunch of coal miners, I should say, were killed when they came up from the coal mines, and a gangster of I forget his. Oh yeah, Burger, a guy named Charlie Burger. It was called the Charlie Burger Gang. Killed a bunch of miners, and it was called Bloody Williamson. There was a big gang fight in this area of Southern Illinois. I mean, there's been so many stories and what do you call it, folklore and whatnot have you. This is one of those of which I have not ever heard the likes of ever in my entire lifetime, sir.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, and then apparently they're saying that the treasure is that of shoot, one of the I guess the son or the daughter of um, Caesar. Was it not Caesar? Cleopatra. Who was it? Was it Mark Antony and Cleopatra? That's the two people that
Yeah.
ruled, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
one of their sons got extricated or whatever, extradited out of Egypt. He had to leave, and he left. And they're saying he came up through the Gulf, came up the Mississippi, and that was the first split that he took, and it reminded him, that little spot there in the river reminded him of the Nile, of Cairo. That's how it got its name, because him settling there, and then he went into the woods, found a cave, and that's where he hid his treasure. That's the folklore of the story, my friend.
Oh wow. Yeah, I always wondered why it was called Cairo, because you know, I was like, man, there's what like, are we descendants of Egypt? What's going on here? You know, I was always curious about that. And of course, that little funny story I told you about bumfucked Egypt, you know, I was like, oh, so you live near Egypt, do you? And he's like, no, that's just a saying. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. But yeah, we have like Little Egypt and Lake of Egypt, and it seems like more than not, Little Egypt is always being attacked by tornadoes. Like when we have bad weather and we're watching the weather map, like I was telling you the other day that I got small size, like I got pea-sized hail the other day during a thunderstorm. More than not, the bad weather always seems to go to that area south of us. It always ends up either in Mississippi or Perry County, and always over there by Cairo and all those other places.
Huh, interesting. Yeah. So what I'm putting forth to you now is a challenge. I was asking you earlier about. Yeah. What?
The challenge.
Oh yes, the challenge. You and Phil Fogarty, in your challenge, should you choose to accept it, and even if you choose not to accept it, is to go find this Burroughs Cave. Get out there with your flashlights, get you some rock climbing gear and some whatever it is, you rappelling gear that you can use inside caves, and go find this treasure, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, since I do live around here, and I have been in certain caves around that area. you got to be careful of like cottonmouths and all that good stuff. But I mean, I have done some exploring in those areas. We do have one or two caves around there I have been in. That's pretty close to that area, but not in that area. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of the name of the caves. I wish I could remember the name of them, but I've been in one or two of them. And actually, man, I'll tell you what, if you've never been in a cave before, it is nothing like the Bat Cave. You go down in there and you cannot see anything. Like, it is so dark in there, you can't see your hand in front of your face, my friend.
You mean there's no fancy computer or a butler down there to hand me anything I like?
No, no.
Oh man.
And I'll tell you what's kind of cool about it though is, man, it's so dark down in there that if you like, and the further you go, like the taller the ceiling gets, but you go down there, like the further you go, like the lower the ceiling gets.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
yeah.
I mean, I know what you mean, and
Yeah.
I have actually been in caves before. I've been in Mammoth Caves, just to name one example. And I remember when we did that tour, how we went all the way down to the bottom, and then she took us into a certain chamber, and she closed it off behind us or whatever, so it was pitch black, and it was so pitch black you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. That's how pitch black it was.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are dark and
Yeah.
damp.
Yeah.
Feisty.
But then,
Kitten, huh?
but oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's up with Feisty Kid?
No, I was going to mention the fact that she said that the damp dirt smell too. I guess it is smelly down in there. Well, you got. I guess you got. This is my guess. Is you got a lot of damp bat guano in there probably.
Is bat guano the same thing as bat poop?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. You're using all these fancy, Latin terminology lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other thing I was going to mention is that then she lit a match or a lighter or something. She made a small flame,
Oh my God.
and it lit up the whole that little bitty amount of light. We could all see each other.
That's interesting, actually,
Yeah.
because you think about all these movies and stuff where they go down to the caves and they have the torches, and then you see how well lit it is, and it's just like you're sitting there thinking to yourself, "That's bullshit." But I guess it, in real life, if you did do that, it would be true, huh?
Well, I mean, any light is better than pitch black. When your eyes are struggling with pitch black and then you add any light, it's like your eyes immediately can just soak it all in,
Oh, yeah.
Compared then, if you had been standing there in a bright light and went down to that low of a light, it'd probably take you 10 minutes before you'd be able to see your way around. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. But we also have these different areas. Like if you go to, I'm trying to think the area, but you go down to this place. It's called Fat Man Squeeze. You go down in there, and it gets more narrow and more narrow the further you get down in there. Hence the name Fat Man Squeeze. I don't think any human being has ever made it past a certain point down in that area, but it is interesting. And I think it's at one of the state parks. I can't remember if it's Ferncliff Park or what's it called? You're getting me lost in all these things, man. You brought up this thing, and it makes me think of all these other things. But now I'm thinking of this other thing. Now I can't think of the one thing that it is I'm supposed to think about.
Oh, well, go figure. What do you think about that? You know what? I saw the sign Fat Man Squeeze. I would be like, is this for me or not? I'm not 100% sure. And then once they told me the rules, like, well, it just keeps getting skinnier and skinnier the further you go. I would just be like, well, forget about it then, because I'm not going to make it very far at all.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
No.
Not now. Maybe when I was a kid, probably.
Yeah. 20 years ago, I'd have tried to suck it in.
Massac County. That's what I was thinking. I was in Massac County. They have all these different like state parks and stuff. And you go down in there and they have the trails. And there's this one part and one of the state forest that's supposedly haunted.
Uh-huh.
and you go down one of these caverns, and I think it's called Cave and Rock or something like that. And you go down in there, and you can hear all kinds of noises and stuff like that. And there's been weird things happen to people. There's been the disappearance of people, and they
Right.
say that like some people have gone in some of these state parks and supposedly got eaten by giant birds, like the giant, like little kids, like they get lost on the trail, like on a Boy Scout hike or something like that, and they get lost, and all they would find of these kids was like little shoes or their clothes or something, but then they would find like feathers around them. And you know, if you're a giant bird, it would be very easy to pick up a little kid, you know.
Huh. Yeah, it really would be like the giant bat we saw the other day that
Oh yeah.
supposedly only eats fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
What if it accidentally mistook a baby for a watermelon?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
That dude, that's not even funny. That'd be horrible.
I know, right? That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
it
I don't
would
mean
be.
it. I don't mean it tongue in cheek. I mean it like it really freaks me the heck out.
Yeah. I know, but it came off that way.
Right.
Yeah, imagine if okay, let me read Feisty Kitten's comment. Well, let me the hell with that. Let me put it on screen here, young man. There we go. Walked off from longest time due to Baskin Robbins. Man, you know, wow. Okay, so let me read this whole comment. We have a cave in Tennessee. I had some family that lived in Memphis, Tennessee,
Uh-huh.
that was blocked off for the longest time due to the Baskin Robbins murder, hiding bodies in it. Oh man.
I know,
Man.
right? No, well, I've never heard of the Baskin Robbins murderer. Now I know there's a 72 flavor joke in there somewhere, but
Oh, yeah.
what I'm trying to get at is like, what was he doing? Killing people in Baskin Robbins and then hiding their bodies in the cave? I mean, we got to Google this. Google. You want to Google it? Or you want me to
I
Google it?
don't really want to Google it. I want to ask Feisty Kitten about it. She might know about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, why make her type all
What
that
I
when we
was
could just
thinking was here's what I'm thinking before we go Google and stuff. All right.
uh,
Here's what I was thinking. Like maybe he was murdering people and storing them in the freezer, like the
yeah,
big giant walk-in freezer, maybe.
yeah,
Like,
that's always a possibility.
yeah. But I get back to Baskin Robbins though, man. I so wish we had a Baskin Robbins around here. There, I don't think there is any Baskin Robbins anymore. Like we used to go to like we had one here in Carbondale, Illinois. Um, but it's been gone for like years, and I so miss it. I used to like to go there and get samples. You know what I mean? Like you get the samples with the little tiny stick spoons. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Yeah. Like I used to love to get, like I would get all 31 flavor of samples.
Oh, is it 31 flavors? See, I always get confused. I thought it was 72 flavors.
72.
I
Oh
thought
man,
that's how many flavors does Baskin Robbins have?
31.
31.
Yeah, in
All right.
fact, in some areas they weren't even called Baskin Robbins. They were called 31 flavors.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. You hear them, or at least at the very least, you hear them referred to that in movies, though. I think that was just because of copyright issues and stuff. You know.
Right. How many of the flavors do you think you can name?
Oh gosh. Well, let's start with the basic ones. You got chocolate, vanilla,
That's
cookie
2,
dough,
3,
cookies and cream,
4,
mint chip,
5,
Ripley,
6,
bubble gum,
7,
Rocky Road.
8.
Let's see here. I imagine what's vanilla and chocolate called? Is that a swirl?
Yes.
Would that be a
9.
flavor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Strawberry,
Yep.
watermelon,
11,
watermelon.
12, 12.
Okay. banana.
Yes.
I don't know if they had an orange one or not. But I'd imagine anything you can make it to a fruit, you can make it to an ice cream.
Yeah. Click the link I just sent you.
The link you just sent me.
Yeah, we can see all of the
Oh,
flavors
yeah.
and then what they look like too.
Pistachio.
Yeah.
Michael Fontaine mentioned pistachio.
Ah, pistachio.
Pistachio. What about the chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip is the path to the dark side.
I wonder if there was a root beer flavor.
Root beer. Root beer is not the path to the dark side.
So you sent me a link. Let's just look at the link.
Oh yes, it's quite interesting, my friend.
Of them. I think I've gotten a bunch of them though. How many did I get? 13 or 14?
I think you had 13 or 14, yeah, somewhere in that range, which is almost half, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you did quite well, my friend.
So let's go to Baskin Robbins and see. I wonder if they had an orange flavor.
Orange sherbet or something, I'm sure, right? Or I don't know.
Right. Okay, let's see what they got here. We'll start with watermelon swirl sherbet,
Well, I mean, we can't see it, my friend.
baseball nut, tax crunch. Oh, hold on, let me let me put it up here. All right, there you go. Okay, so you got those 3 that I mentioned. Oh, Oreo cookies and cream. Well, I mentioned Oreo, like cookies and cream. I did mention that.
Well, that's the same thing. It's just Oreo brand.
Yeah. Orange sherbet, non-dairy chocolate chip cookie dough. Well, I did mention cookie dough.
Right.
Mint chocolate chip, my favorite. Caramel
Macchiato.
Yeah, what you just said.
That's got to be a new flavor. So I think they might have more than 31 flavors.
They might have,
Yeah.
or they might have reduced the flavor.
Yeah, or took one out to put one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No sugar added caramel turtle truffle. Cherries Jubilee. I forgot about cherries. And of course, you got chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate almond. Chocolate chip, which I mentioned. Chocolate chip cookie dough. Chocolate fudge. Oh, cotton candy. Chocolate.
Something tells me Fizzy would like cotton candy.
Something tells me that a lot of people would like cotton candy.
Do you like cotton candy, my friend? Ice cream now, not real cotton candy.
Yes, I do like cotton candy, my friend.
Yeah, I like cotton candy and cotton candy ice cream.
Yeah. Chocolate pralines? What? Pralines? Pralines? It has lines on it. Okay. What's this next one? Here, what's this?
Well,
one?
what's the daiquiri one?
Oh, daiquiri. Daiquiri, that's what that says.
Yeah, daiquiri ice.
Daiquiri ice. I don't know. I imagine it tastes like a daiquiri.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before.
Yeah. German chocolate cake.
See, that would be confusing. As the person comes in, I like a German chocolate cake, and you're like, well, we don't have any cake, man. We just have ice cream.
Yeah, I imagine some of these are new ones. So you're right. They probably have more than just 31.
Right?
Because
let's count them real quick. Go back to the top.
Oh, but let me name them off, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're only halfway through. Keep going.
Gold medal ribbon.
Gold medal ribbon? That must have won an award or something.
Yeah. You would think so.
Yeah. Well, it does kind of look like it's like you imagine the person wearing the thing across their chest. You see how it drapes across?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I digress.
Icing on the cake ice cream. Now that's a good one. Now see, I always said they need to have a cake that's just icing on the
Oh,
cake.
well, how about an ice cream that's just icing on the cake?
That would be even better, my friend.
Well, you can just buy a tub of icing and just eat it straight out the tub, my friend.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you do it that way, though, you feel like a fat pig.
Yes, you do. However, it does. I mean, when you're binge watching Netflix and you're sitting there by yourself with the spoon in the icing container, nobody can shame you, my friend. Nobody can shame you.
Well, that's the same thing. It's just eating a package of raw cookie dough, I guess.
That's right. Or a whole box of, or a whole tub of ice cream straight out the container instead of even
Yes.
bothering to put it in a bowl.
Uh-huh. Now I do that sometimes, but that's not because I'm sad or anything. It's just because I'm lazy.
Well,
Jamocha.
or just because you're hungry, one or the other.
Yeah, true. Now this is Jamocha, I think, if I'm saying it correctly. Jamocha. Jamocha
Yeah,
almond.
Jamocha.
The next one after that would be
That's
Jamocha.
basically coffee flavored, I think, is what Jamocha means. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm. Yeah, it sounds like something that would be of a coffee type substance.
Yes.
And then the next one after that, I'm sorry for getting ahead of myself there. I
That's
should
all right.
pause. I should pause after I say these and let you get in your comments.
Well, actually, I'm going to give. If you give me, I need 1 minute, my friend. I'm going to mute up for 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to keep naming these.
Go ahead. I'll be right back. I can hear you. I need to
Okay.
unmute up so you can't hear me for a second. I don't
Okay.
think you want to listen to me roll up a cigarette and all that stuff.
Nah.
All right.
All right. All right. For the audience's approval, we've got Jamocha almond fudge. You know, I never even talked about almond ice cream. I forgot about that flavor. Made with Snickers bars. Why don't they just call it the Snicker bars ice cream? All right. And going on down, you got Mom's making cookies. Seems like to me that would just be cookie dough flavor. I digress. Nutty coconut. Now that one I would look at for 1 second, roll down my car door window and throw it at oncoming traffic. I would not want to eat that one. Old fashioned butter pecan. That one I can get with. Peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah, I can see myself eating that one. No sugar added pineapple coconut. That's got 2 strikes against it already. No sugar added and coconut. That's another one that I would.
Yeah, and then if you were going to try to redeem it and then use pineapple, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I know, right? There's only one reason to eat pineapple, and I can't mention that one on the air. Moving on.
What will you tell me after this, Jeff?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll put it right here in comments.
All right, and then I'll take a screenshot and share it with everybody.
Well, I won't put it in comments. Yeah, I will.
I'm just kidding. I can't share it with anybody anyway. I'm just saying.
You're going to think I'm weird when you see this.
I already think you're weird, my friend.
Oh. So, you know, you got to eat a ton of that right before you know what. Anyway. So, you you see private chat? uh.
So I had never heard that before. That's news to me, my friend.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard anyway.
Okay.
I don't know that from personal experience. So moving on, we have Pistachio Almond. So not only do you have the nerve to put pistachios in my ice cream, but now you're going to put almonds in there as well. My taste buds will be confused. They'll be like, well, this tastes a little bit like pistachios, but it has an almond flavor to it. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, but I clearly see that it fell flat.
Well, it's for the undecisive. That's what combo flavors are always for, right?
Yeah.
The person who can't decide between chocolate and vanilla. Why don't you try a chocolate vanilla swirl? Well, that is an indubitably splendid idea, my friend. I think I will go with the chocolate vanilla swirl, mind you. See what I mean?
You sound like Snagglepuss there for a second.
Well, that's what she said.
No, I think never mind. Why don't you read this next three?
All right, this sounds like a setup. All right. Praline and cream. I think that was Prince's favorite ice cream, if I'm not mistaken.
Praline. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Quarterback crunch. And rainbow sherbet. Which of those three would you be most likely to order, my friend?
Well, quarterback crunch sounds like what happens to Tom Brady after he throws the trophy in the river. They're going to crunch him.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow sherbet. I've had that before, so it's good. I like rainbow sherbet.
Yes, I'm with you so far. But what about praline and cream, my friend?
Well, I've never tried it before.
Yes. Well, what is a praline?
Isn't a praline what happens when you're praying and then you just lean to one side?
Well, yeah, I guess it is, but I don't think that's the answer that the committee was looking for.
Oh, okay.
I guess one Google search leads you to another Google search leads you to another Google search. It's a smooth, sweet substance made by boiling nuts and sugar and grinding the mixture, used especially as a filling for chocolates. Did you know that?
I don't want anything to do with anything that has to do with boiling nuts or crunching them.
Well, okay. Well, then you're not a praline kind of guy.
No, I'm gonna praline that I never find myself in that situation.
Right. Well, you know what? I think I'm just going to go with the quarterback crunch because it just sounds like the most straight heterosexual choice of the bunch, my friend.
It sure does. It sounds very manly.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds like an ice cream that Armor Up would eat.
Well, yeah, like a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back down here.
All right.
Raspberry sherbet. I think that's supposed to say sherbet. No, sherbet. Sherbet? What's sherbet?
Sorbet, my friend. Sorbet.
Sorbet. Okay. You see this is how horrible I spell, right? That's how I would spell sherbet.
Right. Well, I mean, it's one of those words where, like, if you weren't already clued in on how it's pronounced, there's no way you're going to figure it out by the spelling.
Yeah. Well, you're more refined. You're more refined than I am. That's all.
I don't know about all that, but sure, I'll go with that for the time being. I don't know if refined is exactly the right adjective, but yes, I'm familiar with this terminology, my friend.
You'd be one of those people in the sitcom that goes in there, and then the waiter says, "We have sorbet on the menu," and then you'd go, "Yes, I will take some of your raspberry sorbet," because you would. Never mind.
Oh, I see what you just did there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, he would say, you see, but see, here's how it would really go down, though, for real. Like
Okay.
I'm there with a girlfriend that I've been dating for a while, so she already knows me and she knows my personality and she gets my sense of humor, so it wouldn't be like weird or anything. Okay, like a first date or something like that. And he'd come out and he's like, "Whoa, could we interest you in one of our desserts? Possibly the strawberry sorbet." And I would be like, do you want some of the strawberry sorbet, to my date? And she would be like, no, I don't want that, because obviously she's gonna turn down the strawberry sorbet, right?
Right.
And then I would say, do you got anything else? If you, oh well, no, actually, that's all we have right now at the moment is the strawberry sorbet. I was like, well, fine, bring me out that red fake ice cream crap you guys got.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah. Well, the next one on the list is the Reese's peanut butter cup. Pretty exclamatory, I would say.
Yes.
And one I had no problem pronunciating.
Yeah, you nailed that one, man, like a champ. You got it.
And the next one on the list is Rocky Road. One of my favorites, I might add.
Mm-hmm. It's where you take a bad thing and you turn it into a good thing.
Right. Like some people will say, man, I've been down that rocky road of life. Or they'll say, man, this has been one rocky road of a day. But when you're eating the Rocky Road ice cream, however, you say, man, this is some good Rocky Road.
That's right. Now, what if... Never mind. All right, yeah, I agree. Let's move on.
Strawberry cheesecake. Who doesn't like a good helping heaping teaspoon, or as I like to say, tablespoonful of strawberry cheesecake, mind you.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing.
You know the thing.
Oh yeah, I don't. When I order strawberry cheesecake ice cream, or anything that's not the real strawberry cheesecake, then I always wish I just had some strawberry cheesecake or some cheesecake. Like, it leaves me wishing I had the other thing. It's like when you hear a remake of a song that you really liked when you were in high school, it just makes you want to hear the song you liked when you were in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, except for Land of Confusion. I think Land of Confusion, the remake, was actually better than the original.
Okay, yeah, with that one exception, or maybe a few others, but you get the idea.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, going down the row, you have triple mango. Triple mango? Well,
sometimes one mango just isn't enough, and two just ain't quite cutting it either, man. You got to go triple mango.
And then, of course, we have the most vanilla thing possible on the list, and that's just vanilla. I don't understand why this is like towards the end or in the middle of all these tropical flavors. Like, you would think that would be
the first flavor they listed.
Yeah, like right at the top, that and chocolate. Like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry are the epitome of like
the flagship flavors, you might say.
Yeah. Well, now here we have not just any ordinary vanilla, not just vanilla, mind you, but fat-free vanilla frozen yogurt. Which I got to tell you, we used to go to this place that had frozen yogurt, and I got to tell you, the very last thing that I would ever get in that place would have been fat-free vanilla frozen yogurt. I mean, if you're going to go for the frozen yogurt, you're going to go with the flavored frozen yogurt, not the very fat-free vanilla frozen yogurt, you know?
Well, I thought, generally speaking, yogurt was fat free. Like, it sounds kind of like stating the obvious. I mean, I guess there might be some fat in yogurt. I don't know, but is it like yogurt the fat, like the non-dairy choice or something like that? I
It
don't
is,
know.
but I think what it is, it is, but it isn't. I mean, you can get some frozen yogurts that are just loaded in sugar and calories too.
Yeah. I mean, that's sugar. They're not fat.
Right. But that turns into fat because you don't really have fat in ice cream.
Well, yeah, you do. There's fat in ice cream. That's.
Well, it's not fat like you think of fat though.
Oh, okay.
Like it's what do they call that? It's not trans fat. Like it's a different kind of fat. You know what I mean? Or maybe I
Well,
have that maybe I have that backwards.
well, like milk is you can get low fat milk, right?
Right. Yes.
But ice cream, you wouldn't use low fat milk to make the ice cream. You'd use whole milk, wouldn't you?
Well, you could make it with whole milk, but I have seen people make it with skim milk.
Oh, all right. Well, I think we're almost to the bottom of the list. What's left?
We got very berry strawberry. Say that 5 times fast.
Very, very strawberry, very, very strawberry, very, very strawberry, very, very strawberry, very, very strawberry.
Oh, well, congratulations, my friend. You have done the impossible.
I'm just glad you didn't say 6 times. So I'd have ran out of breath.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, of course, you have wild and reckless sherbet. Oh, sherbet, it's so reckless. Look out, guys. I got a pound of sherbet that I brought to the party. You know, it's just so reckless.
Yeah, what's so reckless about it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
And
Now, what's the last one there?
And of course, the number 31 sitting at number 31, world class chocolate. Not just any ordinary chocolate, but world class chocolate.
All right.
Which actually looks to me like there's some vanilla in there, but maybe that's white chocolate.
Huh. Now, we got the one by himself, right? So we'll just count him off to the side. 1, okay? Now, the rest of them are in 3s. Let's see how many there is. How many columns or rows there is. Scroll back up slowly.
Oh, man.
A little faster than that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go a little faster. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 14 times 3 is... Come on, Mr. Quick Math Guy.
I ain't no quick math guy, that's for sure.
All right, well, I'll use my handy-dandy phone calculator here.
Okay.
As soon as I find it on my phone.
Oh, no.
Here it is.
I hate when
all right, 14 times 3 equals 42 plus the 1. Now they have 43 flavors?
Oh, no. They've lied to us. They've lied to the public. Well, they should be hung at the stake and burned at dawn. That is just a blatant lie. How could they? How could they? 42 flavors. How dare you, Baskin Robbins? How dare you? How dare you put on such a ruse, if you will? Such a I feel like I've been hornswoggled. I feel like I've been bamboozled. I just feel like I just don't know them anymore.
Yeah, I know. Just when you think you know somebody in a brand. But no, apparently they're famous for 31 flavors. You're right.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, it's funny how we got into one thing and then that led us down this whole rabbit hole of Baskin Robbins. Like, how did that even happen? Like, what were we even talking about that led us to this to begin with?
Well, we were talking about she had mentioned the Baskin Robbins murderer.
Oh, yeah, the Baskin Robbins murderer. Have you found anything? She was talking about the Baskin Robbins murderer, and that got us down this rabbit hole. Oh, my goodness, man. We talked about that for a total whopping 25 minutes, dude. Talk about getting squirreled. Holy hell. That was one hell of a sidetrack, sir.
Well, I asked you how many flavors you could name, and then we had to look at the flavors because we're the kind of guys that we like to look at flavors.
Well, we do.
Plus, I was just curious. Yeah, in-depth analysis.
Yeah.
But I did give you a link as well to the Baskin Robbins murder because I'd never heard of him before, so I thought we might. So right above the Baskin Robbins link was the other one.
You would think this would be the kind of thing we would have covered on Shifty Sunday Psycho Murder Day.
Well, it is the kind of thing that we should like. We love this kind of information, these kind of topics because they're intriguing, and we like to be, we like to know everything intriguing there is to know, right?
Right. Connie Joe, by the way, says her pain meds are kicking in. She's going to lay down and go to sleep. So
good for her.
Exactly. We will see you next time, Connie Joe. Hopefully, it was good seeing you tonight. And take it easy there. And we hope all is well.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah. Hope she has a nice, relaxing evening.
Okay, here's a little bit of information that Spicy Kitten, as I like to call her. Paul Dennis Reed Jr., also known as the fast food killer, but we knew him as the Baskin Robbins murderer. So that apparently was the guy that committed such murders.
Yeah, that was his name anyway.
So you said you found some information.
Yeah, I provided the wiki link.
All right. Oh my gosh. This guy kind of looks like a murderer. Like he looks like that he would go into a fast food place and just murder a bunch of people for no reason.
Well, let's see what this guy looks like.
All right, let's do that. You'll see what I mean once you see this, once you see the mugshot. There you go. Whoops.
Yep. Anytime somebody's neck is as thick as their head or bigger, there's an issue, especially if they're not a professional football player or a wrestler.
He looks like he got disgruntled one day, probably walked into a fast food place and they stopped serving breakfast, so he killed a bunch of people. And then he just couldn't stop. He just kept doing it after that. It wasn't all about the breakfast anymore. It was just the principle of the whole thing,
You said that so eloquently that I halfway believe you.
Well, I've got that kind of effect on people.
So, are you just asking for a friend, or is this something you firsthand experienced?
No, I'm just asking for a friend.
Okay, just checking.
No, but seriously, people, let's get into the real reason why we may not get into the reason. Let's get into the events that happen. Let's read this. Let's get into it. Let's investigate the only way Shifty Sunday can with in-depth analysis and deep conversations.
All right. Well, Mr. Paul Dennis Rudd Jr. was born November 12th, 1957, which would make him roughly about 12, 13 years older than myself.
Hmm. So it
It
couldn't have
says,
been you.
nope, it wasn't me for sure.
Okay.
And then it has a November 1st, 2013 date here. So I'm assuming that was when he passed. I'm not 100% sure. I guess maybe he was executed. Also known as the fast food killer, an American serial killer convicted and sentenced to death. Yep, for 7 murders during 3 fast food restaurant robberies in metropolitan Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, between the months of February and April 1997. Huh. Well, wow. At the time of the murders, Reed lived with roommate Brian Fozzard and had a room at a boarding house. He was on parole from 1983 conviction in Texas on charges relating to aggravated armed robbery of a Houston steakhouse. He had served 7 years of a 20-year sentence and was paroled in 1990, originally from uh, Richard Hills, Texas, a suburb of Fort Worth. Reef went to Nashville to pursue a career as a country music singer. All right. Yeah, it seems like he always did all of his stuff in some type of eating establishment. uh, why don't you go ahead and read the next part there, if you want to?
Give me 1 second. I just need 1 second.
All right, go right on ahead.
1 second. All right, here we go. Let me straighten out my my reading voice. Okay. Where did you leave off at? Country music singer? Okay. Captain D's.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Captain D's. We have a Captain D's around here. We well, no, there's one over in Kentucky and one over in Missouri, and we frequent Captain D's there. When we go on vacation or sometimes go into Missouri to get fireworks and such. But anyway, I digress. Here we go. Captain D's, which is kind of like Long John Silver's in a way. It's sort of kind of like a generic brand, one-off brand of Long John Silver's. But anyway, here we go. On the morning of February 16, 1997, Reed entered a Captain D's on Lebanon Road and the Dawson neighborhood of Nashville, Tennessee, before opening under the guise of applying for a job. Once inside, he forced employees Sarah Jackson, 16, and the manager, Stephen Hampton, 25, into the restaurant's cooler. Reed forced the two to lie face down on the floor and then shot them execution style. Money, including large amounts of change, was found missing from the cash register. Reed used the cash from his robbery as a down payment on a car 2 days later. Wow. All right. When you need a down payment on a car, you need a down payment on a car.
Yeah, I mean, who in their right mind thinks that that's acceptable behavior?
Right. Like,
normal people just don't walk around with blood on their suit. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, like he's desperate. I guess desperate men do desperate things.
Yeah, it's a cruel, cruel world out there.
Yeah.
However, I mean, I guess you eventually do. What is the word? Face the consequences sooner or later.
Oh yeah. Well, let me read on McDonald's, and then you get to do the main event there, the Baskin Robbins, the final thing that did him in.
All right. Yes, go right on ahead.
I think that's the final thing that did. Yeah, that is. Okay. On the evening of March 23rd, 1997, at a McDonald's on Libyan Road. Seems like the same road. And the
It is. It is the same road.
Wow. So he's just going around hitting up this stretch of road like the strip of road of the fast food chains. That's
Yes, he like on Tuesday night he wanted McDonald's, but on Wednesday he's going to want Baskin Robbins.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Hermitage, what? Hermitage.
You got it right, Hermitage.
And the Hermitage neighborhood of Nashville, located 3.4 miles northeast of Captain D's. Reed approached 4 employees as they exited the store after closing. At gunpoint, he forced them back into the restaurant. Reed shot 3 employees to death, execution style. Seems to like that style of killing his victims. And the storeroom, Andrea Brown, 17, Ronald Santiago, 27, and Robert A. Sewell. Reed attempted to shoot Jose Antonio Ramirez Gonzalez. Man, how many names does this dude have? Wow. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like that, but wow.
It's 3, like most people, my friend.
Wait, no, it's like 4 or 5, dude.
It just seems like that with all the extra syllables in each name.
No, it's like Jose Antonio Ramirez Gonzalez. That's like 4 names. But I digress. But
I'm sorry. I didn't see the 4th one. I apologize.
Yeah.
But it does seem like a ridiculously long name when you.
Yeah.
It's like I think of the guy from The Princess Bride when I read that name.
Oh yeah.
But in this case, Senor Jose Antonio Ramirez Gonzalez is getting the heck out because the gun jammed. So, but let's see how he gets away, man.
His weapon failed. Reed then stabbed Gonzalez 17 times and then left him for dead. Gonzalez avoided further attacks by lying completely still and pretending to be dead. Oh, wow. So he was doing the old bear maneuver. Reed then took.
I don't think it would be too hard to lay there 17 times and pretend to be dead if you just got stabbed 17 times.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I'm saying he tried the old bear maneuver. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like you just lay there still. Hopefully the bear leave you alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he took $3,000 from the cash register and fled. When the scene was discovered, Gonzalez was taken to a nearby hospital, treated, and ultimately survived. Wow, man, that's something else. Survived 17 stab wounds. He eventually testified against Reed. Wow, that's man. That's
I mean, he thought he finished him off if he stabbed him 17 times.
Well, yeah, and any other normal human being would have died.
Yeah.
Wow, that's God was looking after him that day.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that and say, well, you got stabbed 17 times. God was looking out for you, but really he was. I mean, God, I know it sounds terrible, but it's the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is. It's got to be. Yeah. I mean, you could say that, or you could say he had an angel on his shoulder or something to that effect, but he definitely had something because.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say no normal circumstances under no normal human being would have ever survived that many stabbings. There's just no, I mean, even if none of those stabbings was in any vital organ, all the amount of blood that he would have lost from a few stabbings alone would have killed him. Should have killed him. Right? And the amount of time that he laid there pretending to be dead, you would think all that blood loss would have killed them. So he was definitely graced by God. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. No doubt.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I've been listening to this audio book, The Count of Monte Cristo, and or Cristo. I'm getting confused with
Yeah.
the vegetable shortening, but
Well, in Rocky,
uh,
Apollo Creed calls himself the Count of Monte Fisco.
ah.
Fisco. So
Well, one of the things that comes up in the book a lot is the word providence, and I hadn't really been familiar with the word. Are you familiar with what providence is?
the only thing I know about Providence is I was watching an episode of The Real Ghostbusters, and
Uh,
this guy was from Providence, Rhode Island. That's all I know.
okay, well, it is a town, and it is a place, yes. Um, well, it's kind of like karma, but not exactly.
Mm.
If you're if you like, let's say you do a lot of bad things throughout the course of your life, at some point
Well, sure, that's
you're
karma.
going, yeah, that's karma, right?
Yeah.
But the providence is it's kind of the same thing, but it's a divine intervention. It's a divine version of it. Like, for instance, if you look it up in the dictionary, the protective care of God, of nature as a spiritual power, they found their trust in divine providence to be a source of comfort. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Or it's also a timely preparation for future eventualities. Like, that you're eventually going to receive good providence, because
Uh-oh, you cut off. Uh-oh.
you'd also know, like, if you do good deeds throughout the course of your life, you're in good providence. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's just a word I've never really I wasn't really familiar with, and it just seems like something it's coming up in the conversation. Like, he's definitely not in good providence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
No. But there you go. Go ahead and read this. The thing that we've read all that to read this. In other words, this is the piece of la resistance.
But would you go so far as to say that you could use the word providence as an example for the guy surviving, like the guy that got stabbed 17 times? Is that an example of providence that saved him? Is what I'm trying to say. Are you with me?
Well, yeah, but I thought we've already proved that point.
No, it took me a while to circle back to getting to the 17 stabs.
Because you circled back like what's her name? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But, yeah, go ahead. Move on.
No, I just figured we'd read the article, the Baskin Robbins part. That's the part that we really wanted to know about.
Okay, so go ahead.
You go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. On the evening of April 23rd, 1997, Reed went to the door of Baskin Robbins on Wilma Rudolph Boulevard in Clarksville, Tennessee. After closing persuaded. Okay, he went to the Clarksville, Tennessee after closing and persuaded the employees to let him inside. Once inside, Reed kidnapped Angela Holmes, 21, and Michelle Mace, 16, and forced the two to Dunbar Cave State Park. Their bodies were discovered the next day at the park. Their throats had been slashed. Wow.
Oh, that's where all of this ties in together, because we were talking about state parks
In the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you said the cave had been blocked off. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. So interesting story, man. Interesting background, interesting and all, because I never heard of this guy. I never heard of the Baskin Robbins serial killer, or as they call him, the fast food serial killer.
Right. And apparently, what it said there at the very end after that was he got caught. He went on trial and he was executed.
Mm-hmm. So there you go, man. That you know, that would be an interesting, you know, you see all these biographies on, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer and Alex Birdwin and the clown. Who was the clown? John Wayne Gacy and
Right. You know what though? I'm not
all those
really a
guys.
big fan of like over analyzing serial killers.
Ted Bundy. Ted
yeah,
Bundy, that's the other
yeah.
one. Go ahead,
I
man.
mean,
I'm sorry.
oh, you're fine. I mean, I get the nostalgia or the mysticism that surrounds them, but I don't like when they are put onto some form of pedestal or rock star status, because kind of like the way that, you know, what was a couple of them you named kind of fall into that category, you know. And
Yeah.
um I don't know. I don't think we should put them in a place where they get to have some form of celebrity mysticism about them, because that 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 encourages other people to try to achieve that, you know, to go out there and try to harm and hurt people in hopes of achieving that kind of status or accolade. And there shouldn't be
Well,
even an incentive to try, you know.
that's why there's a lot of worry about when this stuff is happening at first, to not put all that information out there, so you don't have what they call copycat murderers.
Right. Or yeah, or people romanticizing them. The people the attacker. You know, romanticizing the event somehow, some way. And then the other thing, I don't know, a person tortures people, kidnaps teenage girls, takes them to a cave, does God knows what with them, and then slits their throat. I think execution is an too easy of a punishment. That's a, you just that's the punishment doesn't fit the crime. It's, you know, he has no sitting in jail isn't really suffering. Knowing you're going to die, yeah, that kind of does suck. But in being killed, yeah, that sucks. But you know, should be more. If the person does all that kind of stuff, they should have to endure some type of torture or pain as well. What do you think?
Well, that's where you and I differ, because you're seeing things in human terms and I see things in after terms. Like, there's a lot of guys and women out there that commit hideous crimes and do all of these evil things. And in my mind, none of that stuff should be up to us to punish. And,
So should we
what I
even
mean
should
is,
we
now,
even
hold on, let me finish.
how about death? Is death an option?
I'm not saying that I don't believe in punishment while we're here on earth, but no amount of punishment is going to measure up to the punishment and the pain and the suffering and the torturing that they're going to endure when they go to hell. That's going to be the ultimate punishment.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree with you more in that
In
sense.
my mind. So
Yeah.
when they die, and we put them to a quick death, is it a quick death? Yes, it's a quick death for us humans, but ultimately, is it a quick death to what God considers time? You got to remember, time is just a concept that humans came up with, but time for everyone else that's not human, and that's death, life after death, or whatever you want to call it, that kind of thing. The ultimate punishment's going to come when God judges them and he delivers the punishment. You see
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I agree with you 100%. But here's the thing.
You know the thing.
Oh man, what's up with the thing, man?
Go, you know the thing.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
I don't think that it's not about exacting the prejudice of 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 them of the consequence just the
Well, we,
consequence meeting the crime. However, it's more of a deterrent. For example, uh, like
well,
it's
sure.
like for example, if you think that if you do this, you will be you will be somehow have to endure a certain amount of torture along with being killed. Will that just keep you from ever? You know what? It's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. But if all you're going to do is get a lethal injection or an electric chair,
Well,
that's rather painless, simple, and easy, and no torture. Would it make a difference into your rationale before you even considered committing the crime? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, are we going to do to another human being what they did to some other human being? And that's going to somehow make us less. I how am I saying this? Is that going to somehow because we're delivering the punishment, so that makes us feel somehow that we are just in doing so. But is that any better than what he did to those other human beings?
Right.
You
And
know what I'm
again,
saying?
I'm mostly just playing devil's advocate here because I wanna ask the question is to does it even it's worth it if it stops the crime is the only argument I have. Like if it is enough of a deterrent that people quit doing it, then sure. And then, but if it's not, then no.
Well, I also look at it. Hold on, let me go fill my drink and then I'll come back because this is a pretty deep question. And this can be very, we can get very deep with this. So let me go ahead and refill my drink. I'll be right back.
All right, yeah, go ahead. But I'm not saying I assume you can still hear me. Um, I'm not saying that I personally agree with torturing people, and by no means should I ever advocate for that. But I do understand that if the punishment is severe enough to deter the crime from ever being committed, then that can be a good thing. If and of course that's always assuming that the legal judicial system isn't corrupt people who actually commit the crime are the only people being convicted of crimes. That would be, but of course, that world doesn't exist. But in that world, right? I mean, come on.
Well, here's the thing also. And uh there are some countries that do this. They do the whole thing you're talking about. That
An
the
eye
punishment
for an
is
eye, a
fine.
tooth for a tooth, right?
They do this. If a person steals, they cut off your hand. If a person murders, then they murder that person. If a person rapes, then they rape that person. They do that in some countries. They do that. But does that make it right? Does you're saying that because I know what you're saying, and I get what you're saying,
yeah. I'm
and I
not trying to make
understand.
the argument for the morality of it. I'm not making an argument for any other valid perspective, except for if it's capable of keeping people from committing the crime. Like if you knew,
But
if you go into a school
right,
and
I get
shoot
what you're
all
saying.
the kids in that school, that you're going to be hit with for the next 100 days, you're going to receive a whipping, a lashing on your back from a whip, or rolled in a bed of cactuses or something. Burned with cigarette lighters. I don't know, but something bad's going to happen to you for a long time because you did that. Would it keep you from going into the school and shooting all those kids? That's all I'm saying.
I get that, and I get what you're saying. Like you use someone as an example, and someone sees that and goes, "Well, shit, I ain't doing that again." But that's not often the case because even if they know that that's the punishment, like people know that if they commit murder, they're going to get the death penalty in most cases, right? They know this, but they do it anyway because they have an impulse control problem that they're going to do it anyway. They're going to do this anyway. They're not going to think twice about it. Even if they know, like if they know they're going to get tortured, they're going to continue to do it anyway because they're going to think that they never get caught.
Right. Or in
in
the heat of the moment, you're not thinking rationally. You're not concerned with consequences. You came home from work early, and there's another guy's car in the driveway. This story isn't ending well, no matter what the laws in your county are. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that might deter some people who are sane and rational, thinking like we are, like, shit, I ain't going to do that to people. But it's not going to stop people that don't have rational thought. And at the same time, my argument against it is if we start doing that to these people, these psychomaniac lunatics, it makes us no better than they are, is what I'm saying. And in the end, they're going to get, in my belief system, they're going to get a torturous ending that is worse than we could possibly imagine anyway.
Right. So you got to just believe in the divine providence and just know that they're going to get what they justly deserve.
Karma. Again, with the karma, it's okay. Like, I'll give you an example. The Jeffrey Dahmer case, right? Like, he killed and ate all those people and stuff like that. And he went to prison. He wasn't in prison very long before some guy took the end of a mop, took the mop off the handle and took the end of the mop handle and stabbed him to death with it. So he got what was coming to him.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And in most cases, when you have, let's say you have a child molester or something like that, most of the time when a child molester goes to prison, that child molester does not last very long in prison because those inmates, they know what you do. They could find out what you do. They have ways of finding out.
Oh, yeah, it's public record,
And then once they find out, they kill you. They kill you in a way that you can't even possibly imagine. Like, they do that. They take you and torture you, cut off your nuts or whatever it is, and then they kill you. So in the end, people do get their comeuppance when they go to prison.
I'm with you. Okay. I smell what the Hebrew is cooking, and I do agree with you. I just wanted to make the argument for making the argument's sake, because it is an argument that is, worth making. Yeah.
I get it. I get what you're saying, because I thought this same line of reasoning myself. Like, if we were less soft, if we were more like some of these other countries and we set an example of people, then it would deter people from doing stuff. But is it really going to deter them from doing stuff? And in the end, our prison systems are going to take care of it in the end anyway. And
that's also, to be quite honest, our prison system is really is jacked up. I mean,
it is.
If you're in jail right now for long term, I really feel bad for you. I mean, I'm not saying like in a humane sort of way, because I know what kind of conditions the prisons actually people are living in, and the kind of food they're actually forced to eat. It's really sad and disgusting.
But it's also like, to a crazy person, getting back to this, and then we'll finish it off. But to a crazy person, to a person who does all this stuff, they don't care. They don't really care. They don't think about the consequences. And even if they think about the consequences, jail doesn't scare them. Prison doesn't scare them.
And then a lot of times what they try to do is shoot themselves at the very end so they don't have to face the consequences.
Right. So, I mean, none of this stuff in the end is going to make any difference to them. To a person like you and me, it would hurt you and me more than likely. Like, if I was to come home and catch my wife with another guy and I was to kill the guy, or if I caught a guy molesting my kid and I killed him, I would get more prison time than the guy would for molesting the child.
Yeah, it's quite possible. Well, yeah, considering he's dead and everything.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he gets caught and goes to prison, he would get
Yeah,
less
I know what
prison
you mean.
time.
If you
Yeah.
hadn't killed him and just
Right.
called the police and made him stand there, he might be out in 2 or 3 years. But if you was to go ahead and give him swift justice, you might get out in 10 to 20.
Yeah. Or not get out at all. So that would, it's just, we can go down a whole rabbit hole with that one, my friend. We could be here for hours talking about that.
Yes, I think we should move on. I think we've did enough in-depth analysis on that subject. I do know that you had a couple things you wanted to bring up.
Oh yeah, there's I was talking about the mysteries of the universe. And speaking of mysteries of the universe, there is Propagate This Light. He's in there tonight and he is chatting away, and we are proud to have him in there.
Oh yeah, I like Propagate. I like him a lot.
No, we're not sending out the links tonight, sir, but I do have a special announcement I want to make. And I think Saji knows the announcement I'm going to make.
Yes, I think I do as well.
Is that we are going to start, there's going to be a way we're going to do it, and it's not going to be in links. It's going to be phone calls like we used to do. But these phone calls that we do, they will be clearer than they used to be, and there will be no time limit. So when I get the system all set up, I will start dropping links to those phone call services, and you guys can call in, and that will only be on certain nights, though. I don't think we're going to do it for Shifty Sunday, are we?
No, I think we discussed doing it on Thursdella. Was it Thursdella we were going to make the call-in show?
We'll make call-in shows on Thursday and sometimes on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, and even still sometimes on Shifty Sunday. But for the most part, I think our call-in show night is going to be Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Thursday night will be our call-in show. So if you want to come in for that, and you want to come in and you want to talk about some things, I'll have that all set up, but it'll be on a phone call service. And the reason being is because we were having trouble before with the Lincoln service, because there was a lot of people who aren't hooked up to Google, or is it good? Not Google, StreamYard. They're not hooked up to the StreamYard hook. To get in, you have to click the link, and then you have
their browser wasn't compatible with StreamYard. To make a long story short,
yeah, that's what it was. So, to be fair to everyone, we will go on the phone call system like we did before, but it'll be much better. I'm gonna try to get a free service that doesn't require a time limit.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks for sharing.
So with that being said, let's get on to topic number 3. And then for you people listening, we will have some good news stories at the end of the show. So please stick around. Those are going to be very good news, good news stories tonight. And that will be Saji's part of the show. So for right now, Mysteries of the Universe. All right, let me click this. Let's see what we have here. Lunar reconnaissance orbiter spies movement of shadows near the moon's south pole. So let me go ahead and get that on the screen. And I'll let you read this article, Saji. I think you're very good at reading articles, and I think everyone loves your reading voice better than mine.
Oh man. Well, I have this little gaslight detector, and it just went off.
What are you trying to say there, Saji?
Let's see here. Lunar reconnaissance orbiter spies movement of shadows near the moon's south pole, you say?
No, I don't say that. They do.
Oh, okay. Well, can we watch the video?
Well, we can, but I figured we'd read the article first.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. All right. At the moon's wait, I'll wait till you stop scrolling. Okay.
Okay.
At the at the moon's north and south poles, the sun is never more than 1.5 degrees above or below the horizon. The resulting pattern of daylight and shadows is unlike anywhere else on the moon. On the Earth, after zooming in on a small lunar highland area near the South Pole, this visualization recreates illumination conditions. Recreates a illumination conditions there over a period of 2 lunar days equal to 2 months on Earth. Huh. This close to the pole, the sun doesn't rise and set. Instead, the moon rotates on its axis. The sun skims the horizon, traveling a full 360 degrees around the terrain. Mountains as far as 75 miles reach the floors of some deep craters. Places the sun never reaches are known as permanently shadowed regions. They are the locations of some of the coldest spots in the solar system, and because of that, they trap volatile chemicals, including water, ice, that would immediately sublimate, transform directly into a solid or to a gas. In the harsh, airless sunshine that falls in most other places on the moon. All right. The sun appears to travel in a circle at the Earth's poles too, but it also travels through a range of altitudes from spring equinox to summer equinox, for example. The sun is climbing higher in the sky, reaching an altitude of 25.4 degrees. It only hugs the horizon for a few days around the equinoxes at the moon's poles. The sun is always near the horizon, and the shadows are perpetually long, sweeping across the surface with the charging solar azimuth. Okay, so what did we just learn, my friends?
Well, we learned that the shadows of the moon circulate across the surface with changing solar azimuth.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say. Basically, they're saying that as if the moon wasn't shady enough as it is, it's extra shady at the South Pole. That's what I learned from it.
If you believe in this sort of stuff.
Well, that's what I mean. I already think the moon's shady as enough as it is. I mean, come on, man. Listen to me for just 1 second, okay?
1 second.
One of two things is not true.
Okay.
Okay? One of two things is not true. Either I'm going to say both things because they both are currently true in our reality, or so we're told.
Mm-hmm. So we're told.
Yes. We're on a spinning ball spinning around the sun, which is travel at a really high speed, and we got a moon spinning around us, and we are at a perfect axis where we create a stable orbit with our moon around our sun to maintain an exactitude of seasons, days, and nights. Even though that we're traveling or circling the sun, and this moon is circling us, and the sun is circling the Milky Way galaxy, and all that circling is circling all around, yet we have one star that sits in the northernmost part of our sky, and it stays in one exact spot and never once changes it in its exact spot that it's in. That if you go to I forget what it is, Stonehenge or someplace like that, and you look through a rock formation that is set to line up with that star, and you sat there day in and day out, you can sit there and look through that rock formation and watch that star stay in that perfect spot the whole time, never changes ever. It's always there. How does that happen? That's all I want to know. If somebody can please explain it to me, how we can do all this spinning around suns, the sun spinning around the galaxy, and we're traveling through space, spinning, and one star can remain fixed in an exact location the whole time, never move.
I have an answer for that.
All right, let's hear it.
Magic.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
done. It's all done by magic. All of that. That's
Yep.
an explanation for all of it.
All right. And then if someone could please explain to me how the moon magically orbits at an exact speed that it always shows us the exact same side at all times. There's a whole nother side of the moon that conveniently has never been seen by human eyes because it never shows itself.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend. I think that's one of the mysteries that's at the bottom of the box of Lucky Charms that we'll never figure out.
Yeah. We've heard of the dark side of the moon.
Oh yeah, Pink Floyd taught us all about that.
Yeah. But I've never actually seen it. What do you think we'll see first? A UFO, Bigfoot, aliens, or the dark side of the moon?
Well, I think technically we've already seen aliens.
Oh, well, what do you mean we've already seen aliens?
Well, we've already seen aliens if you believe and what the TV, and what the stories that we've heard and the people that have been abducted,
No, but I mean actually see. Like you're going to be walking down the street. Yeah.
senor. Yeah.
Yeah, see. Oh, yeah, better. Yeah, okay, here's a better list.
I've seen aliens.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Illegal aliens. Yeah, but I mean
No. I've
my
seen
friend.
aliens. I've seen aliens.
Oh, well, tell me more about it.
But I gotta say, by the time it got to about the fourth or fifth one, they weren't so great. I like the first, second, maybe the third one, but the fourth or fifth one, I didn't like those so much.
Are you referring to the movies?
Oh yeah, the movies. Yeah, aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
I thought it was Alien.
Oh, you're right. I think the second one was called Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah.
But okay, so Alien or Aliens, okay, Bigfoot, Dark Side of the Moon, or the Rapture. Which one do you think will happen first?
The Rapture.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the Rapture before we're going to see all these things. Because I got to tell you, man, the way things are looking. Well, hey, with all that being said, I say we got a video here. Let's go ahead and watch this video. And it's called Shadows Near the Moon, South Pole. That's the article you just read.
Yes.
And this comes from Science. The Science Channel. Okay. So here we go. Let's not get a copyright strike.
Fascinating region to study, especially when you pay attention to the areas that are in sunlight and darkness over time.
We've got some good 70s music going on there. Yeah.
And thanks to NASA's lunar reconnaissance.
You like this music? Well, it's not free. It's going to cost you a copyright claim. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like I'm watching the 70s porno.
Here, we see how the moon's topography creates areas of shadows over the course of 2 lunar days, which is equal to 2 months on Earth. The flowing
You
dances
see how the shadow is just going in like a semicircle?
nearly persistent sunshine, and others where the balance of light and dark fluctuates through time. Studying the shadows at the South Pole informs scientists about the temperature at and below the surface, and the possibilities regarding water and other volatiles, all of which sheds light on what future lunar exploration will entail.
Well, that was
So
nothing.
here's where I'm at with this. Like, it's like they like to like like the puzzle where like you reveal pieces of the image like one square at a time until you can finally see what the actual image is.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I feel like with the way they do us with the moon, except they kind of also incorporate some type of shell game where sometimes it's a distraction. It's
Yeah.
nothing. It's nothing really news or worthwhile or even worth looking at. It's just some bubbly topic to bring up. Now I'm not sure about this whole shadows at the bottom of the moon thing. If that's a slight reveal or if it's just a distraction. What do you think, my friend?
Well, I got to tell you, man, there's a lot of distractions out there. And I got to tell you, it just, to me, everything is a distraction, of course. But when you see stuff like that and you think about people talk about 50-50, did men go to the moon? Did men not go to the moon? Is there an actual satellite up there that's taking images of everything? We don't know that for sure because we're not up there ourselves. And I don't think we'll ever know any of this stuff that's actually fed to us. But in the but in the end of things, it's all just about using your own discernment and discovering for yourself. It's what you believe. Whatever you believe is what is in your physical reality. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not up to me to define nor to logicate any of this stuff. I just get the
You know what?
information.
I totally couldn't agree with you more because it really does seem like it's it's not something we really need to overly concern ourselves with um, certain
Right.
aspects of the reality. Instead, be more focused on the other aspects, and I get that. And I know it kind of sounds like I'm talking in riddles, but I like to keep it vague because it really kind of applies in a broad spectrum, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, a broad spectrum. I mean, that was the whole point I was getting at. Is like you look at this stuff, you're fed the information, you let it soak in, and you just got to take it the way you take it. Like, you know what I mean? Like just you know what you know, and I know what you know. And now knowing this, everyone's got their own information that's fed to them, and they just have to, and I know I use this word a lot, but apply discernment and go by what you feel there that is the truth. And somewhere between scattered lies and scattered truths, the truth is somewhere in the middle. And I just think it's just one of those things where we got to shrug our shoulders and say, this is interesting to look at and it's interesting to hear about and read about. But in the end, is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. I can't make that judgment. I just know it's interesting. And we'll just leave it at that.
Hey, very well said, my friend. Very well said. So, with all that being said, you mentioned we have some good news segments, and I heard you mention that you'd like it, Saji to do it, and I also heard you mention that you had four of them. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I have read quite a few articles this evening. I will voluntarily read two of them, and if you'd like to do all four, I'll cordially invite you to read the other two,
All right.
or just pick out two and I'll do them. Either way,
Well,
I don't want to read. I'm not. I don't think I'm up to four. My voice is getting a little scratchy, and my eyes are getting a little tired, my friend.
oh man. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Well, let's go, in that case, I will read the very next presentation we got going on here. And when we get to the good news segment, we'll share it just like you said. I'll read two, you read two.
All right, sounds good. Yep, I'm going to mute up for a second while I refresh my drink.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and present this next presentation, which comes to us from, where does it come from us from? Newsky.com. Newsky.com. And the reason why I'm going to present this one next is because we were talking about Egypt, and this comes from Egypt. You were talking about the whole Cairo thing and how it relates to Southern Illinois. I thought that was interesting. And so I found this. I actually found this earlier before you even showed me that thing that you showed me about Egypt and Cairo and all that good stuff. So it's kind of serendipity, if you will, that I had this information. So here we go. I will read this article. I found it interesting, and we'll let the audience decide just how interesting. All right, Luxor discovery. I hope I'm sharing, by the way. Hold on. Let me see that I'm sharing. Yes, it says here that I am sharing. All right, let's go on. Luxury discovery. Ancient Egypt's Pompeii found as archaeologists uncover 3,400-year-old lost golden city. Okay, cool. I've heard of such golden cities that were hidden down below ancient Egypt. There was shows about it. There was cartoons about it. There was things on it on the History Channel. But let's read into this. Experts describe the site as ancient Egypt Pompeii due to how well it has been preserved despite lying unseen for centuries. And here's a picture of the site that they dug up. You can see this looks like tall buildings here, and then you got your little houses here. This might have been markets where they used to shop or whatever. You just use your imagination to imagine how these were designed, okay, and what they were designed for. It's a little city, if you will. The city has been described as ancient in Egypt's Pompeii due to how well it's been preserved. And I already read that part. I don't know why they captioned it down below. A large pharaonic city built more than 3,400 years ago during the opulent region of Amenhotep III, Amenhotep III has been uncovered in Egypt. Experts have described this site as ancient Egypt's Pompeii due to how many times are they going to put that in the article? Come on, man. Okay, let me just skip that part and read down. Archaeologists began searching for a mortuary temple near Luxor in September, but found mud brick formations in every direction. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool, huh? You got all these mud brick formations. I mean, you can just imagine what they use these for. These could have been ancient artifacts that they cooked in, or maybe they washed their hands at some of these clay pots here, and maybe these are some of the stepping stones that they used to walk on when it was too muddy to walk on stuff. I mean, who knows? It's ancient Egypt, right? Oh, and here we go. Archaeologists discovered tools, jewelry, and scarabs. They discovered scarab? Huh. That's why he doesn't have a show tonight. They got him all locked up in their ancient Egypt archaeology whatchamadoodle. That's what it is. All right. They unearthed the city, which still had almost complete walls and rooms filled with tools, jewelry, scarabs, colored pottery, and bricks bearing seals of Amenhotep Amenhotep's. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Amenhotep's cartouche. It has been described as the lost golden city of Luxor. See, there was a cartoon, and it was on back in the 80s, and it was called The Lost City of Gold. And I don't know if too many people remember this, but I remember there being a giant bird, and he was carrying a necklace in his talons, and it was a golden necklace, and there was this boy and this girl, and they were all part of this adventure, and they would often have adventures. It would be kind of like Dora the Explorer, but with all the goofy wackiness, and it wasn't like a little tiny kids cartoon like theirs, but it was like an adventure cartoon. It was for older kids, and it was like, I don't know how to explain it. I can't even remember. Like, I think it was called The Lost City of Gold, but I'm not sure what the proper name of it was. But anyway, that's what all this reminds me of. Team leader Zaha Hawass said, the city streets are flanked by houses. Some of their walls are up 3 meters high. Oh, wow, that's quite high. And here you see like one of the clay pots. You can imagine them maybe storing their wine in there, or maybe that's the clay pot they used to wash their hands with. They collected water in it. Who knows? There could have been a lot of things they did with these clay pots. They could have kept their change in there, as most of us do. The excavations lie on the west bank of Luxor, close to the Valley of the Kings, and near Colossi of Menon, Mennite, Habu, and the mortuary temple of King Ramses the Second. Wait, I might have said that wrong. King Ramses the Second. All right. This is very important discovery, Peter LaCavera, director of the U.S.-based Ancient Egypt Heritage and Archaeology Fund, told Reuters. It's sort of an ancient Egypt Pompeii and shows the critical need to preserve this area as an archaeological park. Look at that, man. There's like a full human being there.
I know, right?
Yeah. It's almost as though he was just sitting around washing his hands with one of those clay pots, and then all of a sudden some volcanic ash come over and covered. I don't know. I'm making shit up, but anyway.
Some volcanic. I can't even speak. Some volcanic ash came down and sat down beside her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been her. I don't know. It just says skeletal human remains is seen. Well, yeah. Yeah. That's kind of cool. The site contained, this makes me want to go back and watch the Mummy movies. I'm not talking about the ones with what's his name? Brandon
Fraser.
Yeah, I always call him Fraser. And everyone always corrects me. No, it's not Fraser, it's Fraser. I'm like, okay, whatever his name is, but I'm not talking about those, and I'm not talking about the one with Tom Hanks or Tom Hanks. Tom, gosh, I just can't think tonight, man. Like I'm having brain fart after brain fart. Tom Cruise. I'm not talking about
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
So what mummies are there if you eliminate those two guys?
I'm talking about the old ones, like from the 50s.
Okay. Like when the vampires used to go, I came to suck your blood, and the mummy would go, yeah.
Those mummy movies, man. Those to me, those were like the best mummy movies, and they were the most effective of being scary, because when you're a little kid and you see this dude wrapped up in all the bandages, and he starts walking, and he's not even saying anything. To me, that's the scariest ones. The best ones. They go and they're archaeologists and they're digging just like these guys are. You know what I mean? And they find these ancient mummies. That's awesome. That is just a bowl of awesomeness. Anyway, I digress. The site contains a large number of ovens. Ovens?
Well, wait. You see that? Who was the author of that scientist or whatever that said that it's very important?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, anyway, you know how you were talking about the old mummy being the best mummies and stuff. I was on mute. I was trying to talk, but you couldn't hear me. I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Well, here's what I was going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think if you remember that guy, he was working in his lab late one night when his eyes beheld a hairy sight. For the monster from his lab began to rise, and suddenly, to his surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash, my friend. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abode to get a jolt from my electrodes. Huh. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. Did you know that?
I've heard of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought I would bring that up, but
It's
go right on ahead.
Edition. It's the new edition. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely the new edition.
Yeah. But I digress. Let me get this article done here, my friend.
Go right on ahead. I feel indubitably terrible that I interrupted you.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Indubitably, I can't even say it, man. I can't even say it. See, you are the best at saying that thing that you just said.
All right, go right on ahead.
All right. The site contains a large number of ovens. As I said, they were making pizza in those ovens, probably, and kilns for making glass. Oh, they weren't making pizza; they were making glass in those ovens, and ceramics. See, I did it.
Third time's the charm, my friend.
Did I get a gold star for that one?
Yep.
Ceramics, along with the debris of thousands of statues, not just one or two or three or four statues, mind you, but thousands. My goodness, thousands. And this guy's name, listen to this guy's name. Bestie Brian. Is it that he's his best friend, or is that his name?
Well, he's like that scientist. Whatever archaeologists find, he's going to bestie it and do one even better.
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
see.
I see. It's kind of like Shooter McGavin and Happy Gilmore.
Right. Okay. I've been seeing a lot of those videos, by the way. Shooter McGavin and Adam Sandler. Yeah. But I digress. A specialist of Amenhotep, I don't know what that word is, 3's region said, just to locate the manufacturing centuries opens up the detail of how the Egyptians, under a great and wealthy ruler such as, really, Amenhotep III, did what they did. This will furnish knowledge for many years to come, it says. According to historical references, the city included three of Ahimatop. That's what I'm going to call him, Ahimatop.
I think it's Amenhotep.
I know, but A hematop sounds so much better to me.
Yeah, that's usually what I get put on the top of my chili spaghetti.
Or it's what I put on top of my chili ramen.
A hematop, yeah.
Yeah. Palaces and the emperor's administrative and industrial, what's that word? Center?
Yeah, it's center. It's like the fancy version of center. They put the R before the E. I think it's a European thing. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, there you go. That all tied in with your Egyptian thing that you said at the beginning of the show.
Yes, we definitely circled back, my friend, as if we were a redheaded press secretary.
Exactly. Exactly. And I got to tell you something, man. You know,
What's
there's
that?
there's nothing like what we talked about here tonight. I think we've gotten back to the basics, back to the shiftiness, which is Shifty Sunday.
You know, if we were Space Jam and we lost our mojo, I think we found it again, my friend.
I think so. And there's some of these topics that we haven't covered here tonight, but there's so many of them. I don't think we're going to get to cover all of them.
Well, no, you can never cover all of the topics all of the time. Just some of the topics some of the time, my friend.
Exactly. So, with that all being said, you know what it's time for, don't you?
Yes. However,
However,
I'm just not sure which intro you're going to play. Are you
well,
going to? Because I'm pretty sure you got it under contract with Armor, unless he gives his, express written consent. You can't use his special good news intro.
no, that's reserved for just good old armor.
However,
However,
you do still have the other not half bad good news intro. It's got all the cool fancy like no 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 no
yeah,
no
yeah,
yeah type
it's
stuff
so
in it.
good.
Yeah.
But
So
we're gonna do this as a team because there's no way I tells you that one man could do the job or of what one man could do because that one man was just not just any ordinary man. That man was armor up, and it's gonna take the two of us to cover what he did so well that he did it. Not saying that you don't have the talent or I don't have the talent or either one of us couldn't do it as individuals, but I'm just saying he just had his special flair for the good news.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's not that either one of us are incapable. It's just that he did it so well or does it so well. It's not like we're going to actually achieve that exact same standard, but we're going to do the best we can. So, are you ready to hit it there, Captain?
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, here is good news with Hebrew and Saji. All right. Let me get it up there and let me know when I'm sharing. Let's see here. We'll start with we'll start with the top one first. All right. And
I'll go ahead and knock out the first one if you're okay with that.
all right, you knock out the first one and then I will knock out the second one. How's that?
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, here is our first good news story of tonight.
Oh, so which one of these guys is you? The second one from the left, right?
I'm the one that looks more like Homer Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you can figure out which you're back there, you're this guy here with his fist up. You're so anxious just to get to it.
Well, yeah, and he does seem to be exemplifying a very positive vibe. So I'll go with that.
All right, cool. Now that guy back there who's pointing at something, that's Michael Fontaine.
That's definitely Michael Fontaine. And you see the guy next to me wearing the vest with the like the slight mohawk and shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
That's Lotar 900.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the girl there so anxious to get to it. You know who that is, don't you?
The one holding some type of board or something.
No, she's holding the sledgehammer.
Oh, it's a sledgehammer. Yeah, that's what she's got. Yeah.
Yeah.
What she's about to? She's ready to do something with that sledgehammer.
She might be ready to hit one of us with it.
Oh, I don't know, but I'm not messing with her. That's all I gotta say.
No, that's that's feisty kitten right there.
Oh yeah, it probably is a feist. Yeah. I can see how you would make that correlation.
Oh yeah.
But who's the guy, the cool dude on the left with the glasses on?
Oh, that's B.
Oh yeah, okay. But you look more like what's his name? His dad, the neighbor, the kid that always has a crush on Lisa.
Oh, you talking about Millhouse?
Yeah, his dad. That's what he looks like.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. I said Homer Simpson, but I meant him.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm with you.
All right, so there's your title.
Oh, I thought we were done. Just kidding.
No, we still got to do
it. All right, here we go. Sorry. People in 108 countries are joining forces to do good on Good Deeds Day today.
All right.
Are you going to do good on Good Deeds Day?
I haven't even been out and about to do any good deeds for a good deed doer to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you were going to do a good deed on any given day, it'd be nice to do a good deed on a good deed kind of day. Let's see what kind of good deed these guys are doing.
Oh no, looks like they got grocery bags there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the article.
Launched 15 years ago in Israel as a small local event. The true spirit of dreaming big and getting things done has helped the project expand to include participants of 108 countries, unifying for a day of good. Well, you know what? Who can't get down with that, my friend?
Agreed.
Every year on April 11th, enthusiasm grows, and this year's events will center around thousands of projects dedicated to bettering society, all under the 2021 theme of reconnecting, my friend. Founder Sherry Arison says that despite the pandemic, doing good and being good is always possible at any time and under any circumstance. Well, what do you think so far, my friend?
Well, I think, anytime you need to pause and take a drink of your coffee, go ahead.
Well, do I sound like I need to pause and take a drink?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying that,
like I felt like you were giving me that look like there is something on my shirt and I need to wipe it off. I don't know. All right. So it's heartwarming to see the outpour of goodwill and acts of loving kindness that people do, helping others in any way possible at such a time, making food baskets for those in need, entertaining the elderly, and so many other activities filled with creative ideas that benefit others and spreading the good together, my friend. So let me see if I can find where I'm at. The 50. Am I at that part? The 63-year-old American born.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. The 63-year-old American born Israeli businesswoman and philanthropist and is Israel's wealthiest woman. She is the owner of Arison Investments, which comprises several companies. She heads up the Ted Anderson Family Foundation as the daughter of the charity organization's namesake that also co-founded Norwegian Cruise Lines, my friend. These are some of the activities that organized according to a media release. In the U.S., people in 50 states will participate, partnering with Points of Light. I'm not sure how you pronounce that next word, but it's IAVE, all in capitals. Habitat for Humanity and other organizations. A virtual chess and leadership training will be held for at-risk youth. In Costa Rica, their eighth year taking part in a whole month of good deeds are planned. From donating personal kits, I think it says, to hundreds of hospitalized people to concert blood drives and NGO festival that highlighting ways to do good year round. So I guess that would be them there doing that.
Yeah.
All right. In Panama, the 24 hours of good deeds are planned, including building community gardens, donating school supplies, and giving haircuts to homeless shelters. In the UK, hundreds will take part in hands-on projects across London all month, allowing people to choose their way to do good. One way you can take part immediately is to use the group's hashtag faming challenge. Shift from shaming to faming by using social media to post kind words, compliments, and praise. Try highlighting the good and letting go of the bad for an entire week. I believe that if people will think good, speak good, and do good, the circles of goodness will grow in the world, says Arison. All right, so
That's your.
I think this is one of those things where it's easy for you to roll your eyes at and just say it all sounds like a whole bunch of cheesy, corny goodness of everybody talking that talk but not walking that walk. But those people are actually getting out there and doing something. And if it can all start from a simple hashtag, what was it she said? Frame hashtag
Let me get to it.
frame well, or I think it said.
Let me get to it. It's down here. Hashtag faming challenge.
Faming challenge. Yep. If you just type that in a Google search or on Twitter or your whatever your social media platform and see what pops up. Maybe it'll lead to something. Who knows?
And that's your first good news story of tonight.
Yeah, you got anything you want to add to that sentiment, Ebro, if at all?
I just really like to say that, man, it's a good idea. And if I'd known about it sooner, I would have done my good deed for today. So I don't think that that's nationally here in the United States, or at least we don't even really hear about it. It's something that I think we should make it more awareness of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the term good is used loosely, but I mean, we all know what's good and what's bad, and when you're doing something kind for somebody else, that's better than not doing nothing at all, right?
Exactly. And hey, I see we got Euler Greg in there in the chat. And Euler Greg, you may or may not know it, but I was showing my shirt earlier tonight at the beginning of the broadcast, and Euler Greg, ladies and gentlemen, is the one that came up with the slogan in our pick a slogan contest, if I'm not mistaken.
Which literally wasn't that long ago, but seems like it was so long ago.
Oh, it was probably about a year ago or so, right?
Oh, at least, maybe closer to 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Milky Way galaxy. I shifted 8,000 light years to Orion, and all I got was this t-shirt. Which I like, by the way. That was an awesome slogan, and thank you, Euler Greg, for giving us that slogan. And now we move on to our next new good news story of tonight. And this one comes to you from who are these guys? Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's donated 100% of sales from 1,900 stores and their biggest day of giving in 11 years. Okay, you see all the people there at Jersey Mike's? And I believe...
I see them. They're all wearing face diapers, my friend.
Yeah. Indeed, but I believe Jersey Mike's is kind of like a sub shop, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Subway, but a little bit more. They also do warm sandwiches just as well as they do cold sandwiches.
Ah, cool. Cool. Well, here we go. Let's get into this good news story. Let me take a drink first, and then I need to adjust my glasses. All right. With a company goal of raising $8 million, Jersey Mike's Sub blew past that mark during their annual month of giving to raise an incredible $15 million to help more than 200 charities nationwide. After they accepted donations from customers throughout March, the final day accumulated in Jersey Mike's location across America, donating 100% of sales, not just profits, to local charities. More than 1,900 restaurants that are known for their in-store freshly baked bread to the same recipe they started with in 1956 donated every last penny of their sales on the 31st to hospitals, youth organizations, and food banks. The fundraising total is double the amount raised in 2019 when the New Jersey-based company gave away $7.3 million to their communities.
Oh, wow, that's a significant amount.
Oh, for sure. The results are more meaningful this year as the Day of Giving. There's another day I've never heard of. Celebrations were canceled last year due to the pandemic. Jersey Mike's began the practice in 2011 and over the 11 years has raised more than $47 million for local charities such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We really hope to do well this year after the disappointment of having canceled last year's of Day of Giving. And the outpouring of support across the country is truly inspiring, said Peter Cancro. I know I'm not doing his name justice, but anyway, Jersey Mike's founder and CEO said, "We are filled with gratitude and admiration for our customers, franchise owners, and team members who have helped these charities in such a big way, now when they need it more than ever." Cancro, who bought his first sub shop at age 17, credits two local businessmen in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, where he grew up, Jack Baker of Baker's Lobster Shanty and Bob Hoffman's of Hoffman's Ice Cream, with showing him the importance of giving unconditionally to the community. Since then, the company's mission has always been giving, making a difference in someone's life. And that is story number 2 for tonight. So there you have it. Mike's, what is that called to get Jersey Mike's making a difference in the lives of very many communities in the area. What do you think, Saji?
I think they have a really good meatball sub.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a good takeaway from all that. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. But they do have a really good meatball sub. But no, for real. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize they did so much for the community. I mean, there isn't any. I don't think I have any down here in Florida near me. But when I lived up in Ohio, I used to go in there every once in a while. I didn't eat there very often because, honestly, I'm not that into cold, like into paying full price for a lunch meat sandwich. Like, I don't mind buying some lunch meat and bringing it home and making it. I can justify that in my mind to some degree. But to go out and pay like somebody $10 to make me one, it's really hard for me to get to go there. But I did go there every once in a while because I like their meatball sub, and it had a really good one. So yeah, if I'd have known that, I probably would have frequented them more, or not minded paying the extra buck or two, because I would have known it was going to a good cause eventually, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that myself. Of course, we don't have Jersey Mike's in my area. We just have a bunch of, it's just loaded with Subways. And I got to say, I do like going to Subway on the occasion, but I don't make it an everyday thing. Now, what I did like is when they had the $5 foot long. And
right, yeah. If they had a special like that going on, or if I had a coupon or something, that was a whole different story. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, yeah, very good that they're doing for the communities there, and good for him. Good for Jersey Mike for doing such things, or whatever his name was. I couldn't pronounce it, but good for that guy, you know?
Yeah, good for that guy.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce his name.
I think it was Cancro, Cancro.
Oh, yeah, it could be. You're right.
Yeah.
And that was our second good news story for tonight. And now we move on to our third good news story of tonight. And I believe, Saji, you said you would cover this one.
Sure, why not? I can do it. What do we got going on here? Looks like some type of party.
Oh, you could say that.
Let's see. This cancer survivor Girl Scout broke the record, selling 32,000 boxes of cookies, with proceeds going to sick kids.
I like it already.
Yep.
Very uplifting title there. All right. And hold on, before you read this, we got some pictures there of her. But we'll read the article, but I want to see, I think there's a video on this one. Trying to see. No. Okay. No video with this one. All right. Go ahead, sir. There you go. I am sharing, aren't I?
Yes, I was just waiting for you to stop moving before I tried to zoom in on it.
Okay.
All right. So at age 8, Lily Bumpus is already a warrior. As an infant, she took a rare Ewing's sarcoma and won. The experience left left her determined to take up the battle for other children fighting cancer. Her dream to show them they too can be strong. This year, Lily took a huge step forward in making that dream come true by breaking the record for selling. Huh?
Sorry, I had my speakers on. Go ahead.
Making that dream come true by breaking the record for selling the most boxes of Girl Scout cookies in a single season. 32,484 to be exact. Now that's a lot of dough. Ha 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 ha. The victory is especially sweet because Lily will be donating a huge chunk, a chocolate chip sized chunk of the proceeds to fund childhood cancer research and an organization that feeds the homeless. And yes, I did add the word chocolate chip size. She showed our community and the world it's more than just buying cookies or buying a product. Lily's mother, Trish Brower, told the San Bernardino Sun, it's supporting someone's dream, whether it's a business owner or an 8-year-old girl. Slinging Girl Scout cookies, Lily's encourage people in support of a dream and a mission, not just the product. Well, I mean, yeah. However, you do have to have a good product because no one's going to want to buy it if it's not just because like no one's going to buy a box of mud pies
Right. No,
for $7.
that would be terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to support the dream, support the dream. Buy my box of rocks.
And here's a picture of what's her name, Lily?
Yes, I believe it's Lily.
And she is very happy here. It looks like she's levitating off the ground with a big, huge smile on her face.
Not to mention, look how many boxes of cookies there behind her.
Oh yeah, I feel sorry for the guy that has to deliver all them cookies, but it's all for a good cause. So I don't know. Plus,
Imagine how many cows it would take to deliver the milk for all those cookies.
Oh man, they're going to be sore after that one.
All right, so tell me when you get it situated there, and I'll zoom in on it.
I'll stop. Okay, I'm done.
All right. While the pandemic effectively derailed most of the Girl Scouts conventional in-person selling strategies, Lily's role as a cancer awareness advocate had already put her on the social media fast track. So becoming something of an online brand ambassador was just a piece of cake or, cookie for her.
Would you say a piece of ice cream cake?
Yes. Or ice cream cookie, one or the other. So basically, she capitalized on her social media fame to sell a lot of Girl Scout cookies, but she also raised a lot of money. So, I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing, right?
Well, absolutely not. It's an absolute positive thing.
Right. So Lily's regular post to her Facebook page, in which she answered questions, dished her unedited cookie reviews and detailed her philanthropic philosophy paid off.
All right.
She also set up a curbside booth outside her house where she spent 2 months worth of afternoons. One day toward the end of the season, her mom reports that that Lily boothed for 11 hours straight, selling 500 boxes.
Ooh, man, that's a large amount of dedication and time that little girl put in. I tell you what, kudos to her, man.
Yep.
Another picture of her holding up a sign there. That's pretty inventive.
Oh yeah.
stop here and buy cookies here. That's cool. But, oh, sorry. That's your part.
No, yeah, I was just going to say the picture of her there, about the age she is. It's funny because my daughter now, she's like, she's 20. See, she's going like on 30 years old. She just graduated nursing school, and she's got a kid of her own. But I swear, every time I look at her or talk to her on the phone, this is the version of her that I remember. Like I don't still see her as a little girl, but I still remember her as a little girl. If you can understand what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all parents sort of have that vision of their kids sort of being that innocent age. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Right. I
that's what
speak
they
to
do.
her in that, yeah, in the same way that I spoke to her even then. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I still treat her as an adult. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Oh
trying
yeah.
to. Yeah. All right. So the Lily didn't just conquer America; she conquered the world. In addition to selling cookies in all 50 states, her customer base spans Canada, England, Spain, Paris, Rome, and as far away as Egypt. Bauer has blown away by the widespread support. The world is showing my 8-year-old cookie hustling cancer survivor that together we can and will end cancer. She posted to Facebook that nothing is impossible when you make it possible. To Lily, the logic behind her global success is more simple. The world hates cancer just like we do. Like we do, Mom. It's time for us to work together and end it. End it once and for all. Considering that Lily and her family were the driving force behind the Team Lily Foundation, an organization that offered financial support and created holiday care packages for hospitalized kids across the country, it only makes sense that in addition to the cookies she sold, Lily also collected 5,200 cookie boxes to be donated to a variety of worthy causes.
Oh man. I'll tell you what, brother. Let's see. Wait. Oh shoot. Okay. Let's see.
I think we could quit reading there. I mean, I think we
Well, I
could.
mean, if you want to stop there, I can read. I could pick it up. This is a longer article than the rest of them.
Yeah, well, then go right on ahead because I'm getting a little scratchy in the voice box here, my friend.
All right. Now, where did you end at? But Lily, oh, you read
Yeah,
that.
lots of good causes. Yeah.
Worthy causes. The Tasty Stash is set to be delivered up between the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, Loma Linda University Children's Hospital, and the Children's Hospital of Orange County, as well as pediatric patients, New York and Texas cancer facilities, U.S. troops overseas, and the homeless. The other girls in Lily's San Bernardino troops share one thing in common: cancer. Whether they're survivors like Lily, currently fighting, or have lost a family member to the disease, it's special bond that makes their shared achievements all the more meaningful. And there is Lily with her buddies there, her Girl Scout buddies, celebrating, as you saw there at the top of the article.
Yes.
They all look happy and gleeful to be doing the good works.
Yeah, for sure. They have some interesting colored balloons. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
see that. You don't see those colors all the time.
No, not often. You got orange and cherry color and lime color and blue and pinks there. It's all really, really nice looking. It feels like the world believes in me, and it feels really good, Lily told the San Bernardino Sun. It means so much to me that people are coming to support me by buying cookies. The reason I wanted to beat the record is because I wanted to help all kinds of Girl Scouts in the world and tell them they can do it just like I did. I just wanted to be inspiring. I wanted to help. Juliet Gordon Low brought the Girl Scout organization to the United States in 1917. Their cookie selling efforts began 5 years later. The world may have changed a lot since then, but even now, purveying boxes of happiness to benefit a worthy cause while teaching young women they can accomplish the goals they believe is a pretty darn sweet accomplishment. And this comes out of North Carolina based writer Judy Cole. All right, there you go. There's our third good news story of this evening. And I got to tell you something, brother. All of that stuff, all of the cancer stuff, she survived cancer. And, you got a lot of kids just in the United States of America alone. There's like, I don't know, thousands of them who get cancer a year, like every year. And it's so good to see someone with so little give so much. And she, she's one tough cookie, pardon the pun. You know what I mean? Like, she's been through a lot. And I mean, a lot more than most 8-year-olds have been through in their whole lives. And she's given a lot back. It's so just heartwarming, just absolutely heartwarming. It almost brought me to tears, my friend.
Well, I do have a box of Kleenexes. I could overnight them to you if you want me to.
That's okay, dude.
Okay.
But our last good news story of tonight won't be so emotional, but it is. I think it's a cute little story about a puppy who lost his way, so to speak, and it's going to be one of those kind of humorous news stories, if you will, but a good one nonetheless.
You mean humorous? So, what are you going to do? You throw a dog a bone?
Well, I don't know about all that, but hey, it's going to be. It won't be as rough. I digress.
Well, can you just give us like a little kibble and bit of it?
Let me get to it, my friend. I thought this was it's just cute. Let's just put it that way. It's just cute. And this one does have a video with it, but I'm going to go ahead and read the article first, and then we're going to play the video. I hope we don't get copyright infringed. I hope we don't get hit with copyright infringements.
Well, they always look for it right after people say that word. So good thing you said it right then.
Yeah. I got to tell you, though, I think I gave you all the long ones and I got all the easy ones because this one has just got very few words and then a video.
Huh. Well, lucky you.
I know, right? We just rode the dice that way, my friend. That's all I got to say.
Well, it was me who volunteered for the first one, not knowing that it was a book that I was about to read.
I know, right? Yeah. But anyway, Milo Fire says that he's all ears. So let's go ahead and bring up the final news story of this evening. Let me get it shared here. Share the window. And here we go. The final news story of this evening is 6 puppies are all determined to fit into one small bucket and they succeed. And there's the video.
Well, that's cuter than a bucket full of puppies.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, let's find out. There's nothing cuter than a bucket of puppies, right? It was after dinner.
Well, actually, it would be two buckets of puppies would be twice as cute, technically. But I digress.
It was after dinner and time for a nap in Sebastopol. Sebastopol. I don't know what this town's name is, man. But it's making me angry just saying that. I hope these puppies cheer me up.
I'd say Sebastopol.
Sebastopol, California. And none of these guys wanted to be left out of the veritable dog pile. Dog pile. When 5 of them succeeded at fitting inside the plastic pail, the 6th one of the litter was not to be outdone. Maybe being on top was better anyway. So it leapt atop the furry mound of brothers and sisters. Watch the adorable video below. So here's the video. Please don't copyright. Oh wait, let me make it big. Sorry. And it says Rumble, so I don't know if that's the site or what it is. But here's the video, folks. Can they see this?
Yes.
All right. Oh, when I was thinking the bucket, see, I was thinking about like one of those big like buckets, you know, with the
like a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That might not be it. All right. Oh wow, it is it. Huh. Oh man. Look how they're just squishing in there.
They're talking about Me Too movement.
Yeah. Me too, me too, me too. All right, little guy. Come on, you can get in there
5
too.
of you got in. Good puppies. Hello, hello, hello.
5 puppies in the
It's
bucket.
after dinner nap time.
Get on there, buddy. There you go.
Yep. All of them you were in. 6 of you. Good puppies.
6 puppies in the bucket. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see that again, man. The cuteness of that is just elevated past the cute level, and the needle broke on it.
Yeah, I started at about not quite the halfway mark, and that's the best part anyway.
Oh, well, I can't do that. I got to watch the whole thing. Hold on. Oh, no. You said halfway mark? Right about there. That's good. Look at them. I just think it's amazing how they Tetrised their way in there.
Yeah, especially the way the last guy had to kind of flop himself onto the top of the pile. Like he did a belly flop right up onto it.
There he goes. There we go.
All of them you were in. 6 of you. Good.
All right. Well, there's your last good news story of tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think we did save the best for last, as usual.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, the things with animals in it's the one that makes me the most happiest, dude.
Most definitely.
Hey, we've got 365 days just popped in. How you doing, 365 days? We were just watching a bucket full of puppies.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we were doing.
We were doing that. Well, my friend, I'd say that a bucket full of puppies, you can't close the show on anything better than that. Don't you agree?
Well, maybe 2 bucket full of puppies, but other than that, yeah, I technically agree.
Cool, cool. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this room a final shout out, and then I'll hit you up for your final thoughts. How's that sound?
All right. Yeah, I'll collect them while you do that.
All right, cool. So we have 365 days, Milo Fire, Michael Fontaine,
Michael Fontaine.
Scrolling up here, Hebrew from Eternia was in here for a short while. We have Feisty Kitten who stopped by. Connie Joe Wood, I know she was in here for a little bit. She had to go to bed. Euler Greg joined us. Haven't seen him in a while. Rain on the Plains was here as well. Propagate this light. Propagate this light. Don't get it twisted now. And let's see, scrolling up, we had Lotar 900, Aunt Solomon. I didn't see her earlier. Eddie Von Keen, the real one with a wrench. I just assume, he always has a wrench. Keith's dad was here way earlier on. Scrolling. Keep that robot rolling. All right. And
Well,
that
Milo Fire wanted you to know, no offense, but she's not a dude, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just automatically assumed that someone with such a kick-ass name like Milo Fire would be a guy. Who knew?
Yeah. Well, you know what happens when you assume, don't you?
Oh, yes, I definitely do.
You get it wrong.
Yeah.
That's usually the case for me anyway.
Yeah.
Whenever I assume, I always get it wrong. I always assume incorrectly, my friend.
Yeah. Never assume or never, and I mean never. What's the other one I always say?
Never.
No. What's the other word that means assume? Speculate. Yeah.
Speculate. Okay. Yeah.
Never speculate, because you know what they say about speculation.
Well, what do they say about speculation?
It makes a speck out of you and some guy named Lation.
Ah, yeah, I have heard that before.
Mm-hmm. So don't assume gender and don't speculate gender, my
Gotcha.
friend. That's the ultimate lesson of the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, would you like to hear my final thoughts?
Yes, go ahead. Give it to us, Mr. Sagittarically speaking.
Well, first of all, I want to do all of the standard stuff that I would normally say. Like, thank you for having me on here with you today. I have enjoyed it as usual. I hope that all of our listeners have enjoyed it as well. I want to thank each and every one of you who are listening for being here and showing your support. And I hope that you felt like we put together a decent show and were able to entertain you quite well for the past 3 hours and 23 minutes. And that's really all I got. I think we're back on track. I think we found our mojo, my friend. I think we're going to have lots more great shows together, and I'm looking forward to it. And that's really all I have.
Sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, I feel good about tonight's show. I think we had a great show, and not patting my own self on the back, of course, because I can't reach that far. And the other thing is, I was feeling a little bit down on myself earlier. I'm like, man, we need to get back to the basics. We need to scratch all of this other stuff, throw it in the corner, and go right back to where we started from. How's that song go? I don't know. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here for Shifty Sunday. And I'd like to thank all the new people who stopped in as well. You guys are more than welcome. And we will see you guys, all of you guys, on Taco Tuesday, hopefully. I'm just, there I go. I'm assuming again, Saji. Shame on me.
Well, we do hope to see them all on our next broadcast, which will be on Tuesday evening.
But with all that being said, I think that's another Shifty Sunday in the books. For everyone here at Shifty Sunday, this has been Hebrew77, along with Sagittarically Speaking, and we will see you next time. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night.
Hand grenade pens are not that complicated. You just pull them out like this. No way! Uh-oh. Shit. Heaven ain't that bad this time of year. Who says we're going to heaven? Do-do-do-do!
That's all, folks.